Again, speaking of the Cowboys, 3 straight 12-season wins for Mike McCarthy, but according to Adam Schefter, his future will be tied to how this playoff season goes. Art on the Morning gets rolling right now.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh, my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up. Wake up, wake up. Wake me up.
Oh, wake me up.
Wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the left hand slam.
I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
How about them Cowboys?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I'm just excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning.
It's R&R in the morning, a Cedar Fever edition here on San Antonio's finest sports talk radio station. Good morning to you,
something
Rudy.
wrong with me?
No.
Are you sure?
We are all suffering from the...
My wife swears, you need to go to the doctor. This is not normal. I'm like, well, I don't know what to do every time. I'm fine inside. I walk outside and almost die.
Because we are being attacked from within and without by a weed from Germany. That's what cedar is. An invasive species that has come to attack us.
Dude, it's bad.
Oh, man. And I bear a fair amount of blame as I have allowed cedar to flourish on the property. I haven't been a good Texan and cut it all down and burned it like it should be burnt.
I didn't know we were supposed to do that.
Well, cedar's awful. And if you have any love for the Texas land, cut it down. It's just awful. But burning it's just about as bad. But the pollen is so heavy on the trees that they're literally sagging down. And don't think that the rain is knocking it off the branches. It's not.
That's what I thought. I was like, okay, we got some rain.
All it does is absorb that water, so the leaves just hang down just a little bit further. So now
you can die even faster.
Yeah, now as you're walking through, being pulled by a 125-pound boxer pit bull mix, that every branch you hit just causes this talcum powder explosion of cedar that's been sitting there damp, just waiting for something like this to happen. And that's why we sound, all of us, like that this morning. That and the other terror that we had, that Ryan and I had on the way in. But we survived and we're now here. Everybody else have a good weekend?
Yeah.
Cowboy fan feeling good about themselves?
They shouldn't be. Let's start.
Why? Can you give us a minute?
Hell no. I woke up ready to troll. My caffeine hasn't kicked in. Be scared. No, I don't want any part of this drama, Rob.
So says the master puppeteer of this situation. No drama to be had. It's only Green Bay coming home. That's all it is. As the Cowboys ass first. I don't know how you want to describe it, but yes, they're the 2 seed in the NFC, and they're going to welcome in Green Bay and a really remarkably good Jordan Love quarterback. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. It's also, I'm glad to see Jordan. The Jordan Love story is a lesson for all organizations.
True.
And the fact that, like, look, there's nowhere in the rule book that says you have to throw these kids in the fire. There's something to sitting behind a solid quarterback and actually learning and letting the game slow down. And again, even when he started out this season, it started out shaky. Remember, he had lost 4 in a row, and we're like, oh, and all the networks are, oh, the Packers got to be in the market for a quarterback. And then now, I mean, first of all, I'm not talking about what he did against the Bears. That's the Bears. I'm just talking about the totality of his body of work in his first season as a starting quarterback with a solid offensive coordinator. So again, if you're taking a guy 1-2 overall, Rob, then that's maybe a little bit different. But you take a quarterback in the first round, second round, let him grow.
I think 99% of the time, if you'll allow a quarterback, not 99, that's way too high. I would say the odds of most of these quarterbacks that do get flushed for whatever reason, if you'd have given them 3 years and you'd give them the same OC, I don't even care what the scheme is. If you give a quarterback of the arm strength, of the mobility, apart from the neck up stuff, which you really can never really know.
No, that thing.
But even that, given 5 years, if you can assure me that this kid's going to get 4 years of steady work and improved skill around him, that most will be successful, at least become Kirk Cousins.
Right.
That's
fair.
And I think, but that there's not enough time. There's just not enough time.
There isn't enough time, but I mean, I look to Andy Reid. Andy Reid moved up in the draft to get Patrick Mahomes, and then said, "Now you're going to sit on the bench and learn behind Alex Smith."
Okay, who has the best eye for quarterbacks? Because is there witchcraft to finding it?
I don't think so. I think because what goes on in between his ears, you can never know.
Right.
Like I can see your arm strength. I can see you can make every throw. You know what I mean? I can see you're able to get in the huddle and say the play and everybody and have command of the huddle. But if it's not there in between the ears, it's just not there between the ears. So I don't think there's not a science to it.
But there is.
I think you got to get lucky. Like, perfect example, your NFC East champions. We didn't know Dak was a 4th round pick out of Mississippi State that ran the ball a lot.
So
you got to get lucky. There's some luck, and then hopefully you got a guy that feels like he's an alpha and believes in himself.
But let's look at who has the best track record. I know there's witchcraft to this, and it is a crapshoot. I mean, who the hell?
Well, if I'm looking at it, I'm looking at Colin Kaepernick had a great run, went to a Super Bowl. Jimmy Garoppolo went to a Super Bowl. Brock Purdy's been to an NFC Championship. If I'm just going off,
so that's John Lynch.
Yeah, I'm going. John Lynch has a pretty good eye for it.
But was Lynch there with Kaepernick, or was he post Kaepernick?
No,
he's post Kaepernick.
I think he was post Cap. I'm just going off the team. They've had some solid success.
Looking at which GM, because who can find them?
Look at Philly. Had Wentz, had Foles, had Hurts. All three
had success. Dude that found them?
Is that Jeffrey Lurie? Or no, that's the owner. I don't know who their GM is.
Howie Roseman.
He's been there a while.
Did he find all those?
Yeah. He's solid. The Cowboys are solid.
I was going to say, McClay.
Cooper Rush went 4-1 last year. I don't know if you want to put that in there.
Well, Will McClay, was he responsible for Jerry? But okay, I mean, but
I don't know.
But who got Romo?
That's a good question.
I was going to say, if you had Romo included with Dak and Cooper,
that's all Jerry and Steven.
Holy smokes, that's not bad.
That's Jerry and Steven.
If you got a nose for that, that's probably the most important thing you can find.
Because I look at the Jets. It's awful. Sam Darnold, Zach Wilson. I could keep going.
It is mind-boggling when you watch the last week of the season games, when you hear teams' records in totality, when you hear, the Detroit Lions have been a doormat since 57, and you're like, oh my God,
yeah.
How on earth did you exist? And I go, wait a minute, I'm an Aggie.
Speaking of Detroit,
I seem to have survived.
Speaking of Detroit, so we got McCarthy facing Green Bay, and we got Stafford facing the Lions.
Is that as big a story? Which is bigger, the Green Bay Cowboy connection or the Stafford home to the motherland?
Because they're staples in the NFL. It's Green Bay, Dallas.
But it should be Stafford.
No, Stafford does. Well, this is the thing. Jared Goff went to a Super Bowl with the Rams. Stafford won a Super Bowl with the Rams. They were traded for each other.
It was kind of mutual, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was mutual.
Yeah,
both parties were ready to, go separate ways, but it's still that's Green Bay and that's Dallas and that's McCarthy who won there. Now if it was Aaron Rodgers, it'd be way more juicy. But this is still a better burger than Lions Rams. I'm sorry, Lions Rams. We love you and we're gonna watch.
Did you watch? I know the Spurs were on, and at 7 we're gonna do our silver and black for sure. But how much of the Detroit game did you guys watch flipping around from?
I didn't. The only time I caught any of that, Rob, was because of Red Zone.
Oh my gosh. They're trying, this was a kind of a redemption game. Like, let's just find our way and get over the Travis Shamockery of a game last week kind of stuff.
Right.
And that Lions dudes were dropping like flies. I mean, one dude after another was getting hurt.
It's you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. I would not want to be in that position that some of those coaches were in yesterday.
Laporta's gone. I think he's gone.
And that's huge.
Holy crap.
That's huge.
There was a point the fans in Detroit were like, oh my God, pull the starters. You know, they win, lose, we don't care.
Dan Campbell's cut from that cloth. Like, we're going to go play.
Man.
And it might have bit him.
Snake bit comes to
and
mind.
How petty is San Francisco? Why did they do the rookie like that? I don't want to butcher his family's name. Help me again.
Puka Nacua?
They were double teaming him so he couldn't break the rookie record.
Didn't
like that is first of all, I like it, but it's petty. Oh my God, why are you showing me the Laporta film? Ryan, turn that off. What are you doing? I'm a queasy little punk.
Did you see
I don't watch broken leg videos, bro.
That was awful.
You just lost all of our YouTube
worse?
viewers.
Was it that one or the Aggie quarterback's arm flapping around like a chicken wing?
No, you don't.
YouTubers, hey, it's worth your while.
Maybe
you
we'll get more clicks,
gruesome?
actually. I want to see gruesome stuff. Yeah.
Tune over to R&R and see something gruesome early. First thing in the morning, we got Laporta's leg buckling.
I mean, if y'all really want to get the views up, we could go to the hub.
You got to be real careful with your search history.
Edwin, how do you even know what that is, young fella?
I'm 27.
I've been around the block.
Gonna be 28 next month.
He's an old pro. What they say around the ranch, he's an old hand.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get Ryan. A raise.
We have
or fired.
I think we have firewalls that prevent such.
Yeah, I do too.
Such activities.
I wouldn't know.
I want to find out.
No, we're not. We're good.
Keep that on your phone.
I'm just saying they always talking about, hey, we got to get the YouTubes up. All right, well, I can
way to go, and we could have been perfect and break no law.
Always, there's always the hub.
We could always throw that down.
I
find homemade more authentic.
I hate those. I hate the amateurs. I'm like, the camera angles are wrong.
I'm more about authenticity than anything else.
The room ain't lit right.
Nah,
I'm good on those. The comforters be weird.
You can tell the Cowboys won, the Texans won. Everybody's in a pretty good mood.
Hopefully, Bill Belichick will be let go today.
There's several. We're going to go through
is it Black Monday
today.
Yet, or is that next week?
It's probably Black Tuesday. No, it's going to happen today.
Arthur Smith got canned.
That's right. So we're going to go do a Deadpool today. We'll figure
out
who's
who's going to get fired today. We'll do it.
Doing some Deadpool work. We'll look around the NFL. Certainly, we're going to hear from Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, that combo that is a superhero-esque kind of undertaking over the weekend. We got a big game tonight. We're going to look forward to a college football championship game. Who you like? Open up the phone lines there. Looks like most of the country, according to the betting maps, are going for one specific team. We'll tell you who that is at 6:35. At 7 o'clock. Spurs don't go down heartily, though. At what point do we start blaming Wemby for some of this?
Oh, last night I am. You got us screaming on the radio. Give them the ball. You got us pulling up clips of them missing passes. Then they do it with time running down in the lane. And he passes the ball to Jeremy Shohan.
Swing pass to the one-arm jump
ball
shot.
to Jeremy Shohan. Are you kidding me, Wemby?
He wanted the rebound. He was trying to pad his stats.
And then Wemby throws it to Pop. It's like, and then, excuse me, this Jeremy throws the ball to Pop.
You know, some of that's youthful. I don't get mad. But, dude, everybody in the world's talking about you not getting the ball. When you get the ball, take the freaking shot. For all of our sakes,
especially 5 feet away,
right.
Rob. He wasn't at 40 feet.
We're not talking about double cross fadeaway three here.
Yeah. Anywho.
But I will say this. I see a marked improvement over the last week.
By far. Much better team.
They're giving it a damn shot.
Yeah, they started off the new year right.
Yeah, they really did.
2 losses, but they started off the new year right.
I think returns are in, and we will go much deeper into that at 7 o'clock, as that's what we do. This is R&R. The Cowboys win. We'll hear from those that were involved coming up next. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Talk.
The NFL playoffs are here.
Read all about it, baby. One last drive.
Wild card, divisional, conference championship, and Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas. Hear it on your exclusive home for the NFL playoffs and the Super Bowl. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, folks, Rich Eisen here. So this football season's really heating up, and the guys on my show, they're having a blast with Prize Picks. And now with basketball season in full swing, they're able to pick combo projections across both sports. Join them on prizepicks.com/primetime. Easy gameplay and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what they tell me makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. And right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Brockman is loving that aspect. He's hooked. And all you need to do is visit prizepicks.com/primetime and use code primetime. That's code primetime at prizepicks.com/primetime for a first deposit match up to $100. Don't be left on the sideline this basketball season. Go to Prize Picks. Daily fantasy sports made easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
There's nothing I love more than to buy a 5-year, 10-year, 15-year-old car with great miles and great condition, especially the kind that you might have inherited from a loved one. My name's John Clay Wolf, CEO of America's Best Car Buyer. GiveMeTheVIN.com. You can go to GiveMeTheVIN.com, put in your license plate number, bada bing, bada boom, get a number quickly and at the top of the market. We love to buy cars.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Here in San Antonio, if our football teams aren't winning, we make changes. So if you're losing against your non-energy efficient windows, call Maverick Windows at 800-972-3631 and get a free quote for new energy efficient windows. That's 800-972-3631.
Let our team keep your home running comfortable and worry-free. Call on Mr. Electric for all your electrical needs. 210-248-2026. Or get a hold of us online at mrelectric.com and enter your zip code.
License number TECL 34221.
Are you tired of going to the dentist over and over again? Hi, I'm Dr. Andrew Mueller, Chief Oral Surgeon at Doctor's Implants.
We have put a lot of money into fixing my teeth over and over and over again, a filling or a crown or a this or that.
At Doctor's Implants, replacing your teeth with full mouth dental implants might be the long-term solution you're looking for.
The 6-Hour Smile is a permanent full mouth teeth replacement. Your new smile will be custom designed to fit your face and lifestyle and will look and function just like regular teeth. You won't need to remove them from your mouth overnight, and you won't need adhesive to keep them in place. Eat freely and smile confidently again. Research them at doctorsimplants.com. Receive a complimentary doctor's consultation and CT scan when you call 210-640-0000. Again, that's 210-640-0000.
Home of the 6-Hour Smile. Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Anjali.
Hi, it's Jennifer Coolidge. I just got an alert for a strange charge on my card.
No problem. We make sure you're never held responsible for unauthorized purchases on your Discover card. Let's see. Did you purchase something from a t-shirt cannon store yesterday?
Absolutely not. No, I already have like 3.
$0 fraud liability guarantee. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Limitations apply.
Hey, Brent, love the color. If you had to choose, would you watch paint dry or compare benefits plans?
Compare benefits plans, obviously.
But you know how complicated benefits are, right?
Well, I run payroll with Gusto. Gusto makes it easy to find benefits like medical, dental, and vision for my whole team.
Whoa. Oh, sorry. I'm going to need new glasses.
Don't worry. You're covered.
Choose benefits without the mess. Visit gusto.com/radio to sign up for free.
Dave Ramsey here for my friends over at Connecticut in San Antonio. Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy. So there's no computer to break, fewer moving parts, and it works only when you need it. It was even voted most efficient water softener in the world by the Water Quality Association. The team at Connecticut San Antonio can test your water, install a system, and provide treatment all without stepping a foot inside your home.
I'm Chris Canepa of Connecticut and San Antonio in the Hill Country. I'll let you try a Connecticut quality water softener for 90 days absolutely free. Call us at 656-PURE, that's 656-7873, or visit us on ConnecticutSA.com.
And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
Joe Reinagle here. I want to tell you about something that has completely changed my life. I had vision correction surgery at Parkhurst New Vision. The results are amazing. The readers are a thing of the past. Hey, if you're like me and tired of those glasses, call Parkhurst New Vision at 210-585-2020. They offer a variety of services like vision correction surgery. So call Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020, or get them online at sanantoniolasik.com.
The Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
I love San Antonio, man. I love it.
On 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Really? It's celebratory music to get to the wild card? That's what we're doing?
NFC East champs.
Yeah, you get 24 hours.
Still hasn't been a repeat champion.
You know what, Rob? You're right.
24
I know our rule here. We get 24 hours to either celebrate or sulk.
That's it, man.
That's it. After that, you got to get back to work.
Whatever happens, the best thing ever happened to you. You just got to figure out what.
Then why can't anybody win this damn division 2 years in a row?
I think you put it down on our group chat last week. The NFC East basically bites.
Well,
I mean,
the Philly last month and a week drug it down. Dallas did what they're supposed to do. Dallas, in December, we looked at that schedule, we're like, hey, I don't know. And it started off rocky. You didn't lose 2 in a row, but nonetheless, you came out above water and you won the NFC East. And I didn't have them winning the NFC East. I thought that Philly, especially Philly, started off 10-1. Am I wrong?
Yeah, they
started off 10-1. I was like, hey man, it's still but again, I gotta believe what I'm seeing, but right now it's all about the Cowboys.
At least until 6 o'clock. Then we'll start questioning, is Green Bay the worst possible matchup? Is Jordan Love this unexpected and really unquantified thing that is really on fire right now?
Well, I think, last week when you were out, Pledge felt like it was the Rams. Pledge felt like everybody should be dodging the Rams. That's the dark, because I asked him, who would you be your dark horse out of the NFC? And he brought up the Rams. So if you're really looking at it on paper, just seeing what you've seen on television. Now, Aaron Jones is fully healthy. Jordan Love is playing really well, but
I'd much rather have Green Bay.
I'd much rather have Green Bay than the Rams.
Yeah.
That's just,
Well, let's focus on the task. I mean, they did get there. And when you think about a redemptive kind of season, Dak Prescott did everything asked. Everything. Took a while, ups and downs, yeah.
He answered the bell.
And got better every week. And he's not the MVP. He's not. You could say,
no.
It's
Lamar. It's Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, but that's.
But I'm not going to be mad at anybody that votes for him. Oh my
gosh! Yeah, I think I can see a vote top 3. And my gosh, if you'd 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, he will be a runner-up in an MVP vote in a contract year.
Ooh. Well, it's a cost of doing business. No matter what, he's going to be one of the highest paid. So there's that.
This is Dak. This is Dak, right? Number 7?
No, that's McCarthy.
This is Coach talking about his quarterback and his wide receiver, who might be the best tandem in all of football. Let's hear about Dak and CeeDee from the head coach of the Cowboys.
Well, it factors in a lot because, you talk about quarterback and receiver relationships, and I've been blessed to be around some great quarterback receiver, duos, trios in the past, and we have that here, and not only what it does for Dak and CeeDee, but it's infectious. It's all the way through the whole perimeter. You can see the connection he has now with Brandon Cooks, and Ferguson's has really stepped up to the forefront, and you just want to keep building that and grow, because as we're standing here right now, there's going to be individuals make plays in the game against Green Bay that or may not have made some plays today, and that's the way it always goes from my experience. So we need everybody. We need that connection with everybody, not just with our quarterbacks and perimeter guys.
Mike McCarthy talking about his combo.
And I got to give Mike some credit, because when you go to face the Cowboys right now, over all season long, really, probably after week 5, week 6, after they had their little hiccup with the offense, you go in and you turn on the tape and you say, okay, what do we do with CeeDee Lamb? Yet he's still open all the time. Now, yes, some of that is ability. Don't get me wrong, but also that is also play design. You have to. When everybody's game plan, because they don't have a running game. So nobody goes in to face the Cowboys and say, okay, how do we stop the run? No, the first thing you say when you get to your team meeting, when you're playing Dallas, is, what are we going to do with CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott? That is your game plan. And guess what? Nobody's been able to figure it out. Yes, that's on CeeDee, but that is also scheme and design. Like when it's Kyle Shanahan, everybody's throwing, waving their praises and this and that. Like, oh my God, look at what he's doing. When it's LaFleur, oh my God, look what he's doing. When it's Sean McVay, look what he's doing. But with CeeDee and Dak are breaking records, it's like, man, CeeDee and Dak are really good. Like, oh wait, who's calling the plays this year? This is the best. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is the best season that CeeDee Lamb has had.
Oh, by far.
And who's calling his plays?
And who isn't?
All right, then. So why doesn't Mike get any credit? Oh, because he can manage the clock.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, he doesn't time manage well. Like, whatever, man. Get a man his flowers.
Is it because it feels like CeeDee needs a second fiddle, needs a Robin, where some guys don't and still, or does he need a Robin? It seems like with the advent, with the improved,
are we calling Brandon Cooks a Rob? Is he that at that level of a Robin?
I say Robins. Maybe it's a flock of Robins. Is it a flock, or it's a murder of crows and a flock of Robins? I don't know.
You got to help me on that one.
I don't know.
Okay.
But he needs a Jake Ferguson. He needs a second, and it could vary to take some of the heat off, I feel like. And that's the one reason we don't say, my gosh, this is the best 88 since the OG 88 or the second 88.
Yeah.
Or the third 88.
I don't know what it is. That's a good question, Rob. But I think a lot, A.J. Brown has Devontae Smith, a lot of these guys do have a Robin.
Well, there you go.
And you keep in mind, Brandon Cooks just got to the party. It took them a while to ingratiate him into things, and now Dak is finding him. And again, that's why Coach McCarthy said he opens up what CeeDee does is he opens up the offense for Ferg and for Cooks. And I think Pollard had is probably one of his better games yesterday as far as, just yards per carry. So
the run game in general.
Yeah, it's all coming together at the right time.
Although it was against a team that had lost 7 consecutive games and had more Cowboy fans in the building, the parking lot,
that's
in the state and vicinity of Kings County or Prince George's County, or all the different counties and municipalities. My gosh.
Yeah, that was embarrassing.
Was Magic there?
I don't know. There's a lot of celebrities at the Rams game yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that's where everybody was. They showed a picture of Joe Gibbs up there, embarrassed. I think he had a Redskins hat on.
Redskins.
Coming back.
Put $1 in the jar.
Who you got? Let us know now. 656-3776, 656-ESPN if you have a gambling interest or just an interest at all. Let's talk college football championship as it's live right here on San Antonio Sports Star. Come watch it with us at RuPub. We're talking about it next here at 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Monday night at 5:30, we'll find out who's this year's college football national champion. The #1 Michigan Wolverines versus the #2 Washington Huskies. Presented by Flight by Yingling. College football's national championship game. Monday night at 5:30. And only on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and San Antonio's ESPN 1250.
1 in 4 car batteries is weak and needs to be replaced. Let our professional parts people test your battery for free at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Oh, not this song again.
Hello, Sarah. Real quick, if you had to choose, would you listen to elevator music all day or deal with payroll compliance?
Oh, payroll compliance for sure.
Wait, really?
Staying compliant is so much easier with Gusto. Gusto automatically calculates my taxes and files with all the right agencies for me.
That actually sounds great.
Hold up. Can Gusto help my small business with compliance too?
Of course they can.
Choose payroll compliance without the ups and downs. Visit gusto.com/radio to sign up for free.
Purchase new wiper blades from O'Reilly Auto Parts today and we'll install them for free. See better and drive safer with O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing to keep the Grinch away from the toy drive.
Who's going to deliver the toys to the kids?
What about me, the Grinch?
No.
Yep, even easier than that.
You steal the presents one time.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Capital One NA, member FDIC. Copyright Dr. Seuss Enterprises. Copyright Turner Entertainment Company.
Jackson Hewitt has a plan to get your tax refund fast. With a buck here, a buck there. Here a buck, there a buck, everywhere a buck.
You don't have to wait weeks for your tax refund. Get money sooner with a no-fee refund advance loan at Jackson Hewitt.
On this loan, there's a money today guarantee. E-I-E-I-Do.
Don't settle for chicken feed. Get fast bucks at Jackson Hewitt today. No-fee refund advance loans by Republic Bank offered to eligible clients. Money today guarantee if approved for a loan on a prepaid card. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Hey, poker players, Monday, January 15th is the day. That's when the Big Blind will open. The Big Blind will be the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. The Big Blind at 281 in Redland Road, just down from the Rue Pub, will offer daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Opening January 15th, the Big Blind is hiring dealers, hosts, and servers. Apply in person weekdays between 10 and 5 at the Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Yeah, we're replacing the carpets too, so don't worry about that.
No fresh powder yet, but Dan's Ski Lodge has an avalanche of projects.
Those 4 rooms are getting hot tubs.
He needs a staff engineer to navigate a flurry of new requests.
And all of those will be fully ADA accessible.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, Doc, nice office. Quick question. If you had to choose, would you give yourself a root canal or run payroll?
Run payroll, no question.
Seriously? Have you run payroll before?
Paying my team with Gusto couldn't be easier. Gusto gives me unlimited payroll runs, next day direct deposits, and automatically files my taxes. Saves me time.
Wow, that's nice.
Over here, Doc. Can I run payroll too?
Choose payroll without the pain. Visit gusto.com/radio to sign up for free.
You can make the decision right now to get lasting relief from that awful joint pain for 2024. Don't go another year compromising because of that pain in your knees, shoulder. Call QC Kinetics now. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative non-surgical pain relief. Your body has what it needs to restore and repair that damaged joint tissue, and QC Kinetics can make it happen. No drugs, no surgery, no downtime. The future of pain treatments has arrived, and QC Kinetics has tens and thousands of satisfied patients all over America. People with back pain, hip pain, any pain associated with arthritis or an injury. This is not a Band-Aid. This is a revolutionary treatment that can get you moving again, get you your life back. And best of all, it's non-surgical. If this is your year to decide to fight back against that pain, take the first step now and call QC Kinetics to get a free consultation on the calendar today. Call 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. Locations in Hollywood Park, Westover Hills, and New Braunfels.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com.
I like this. I feel like I should be accepting an award.
It feels Star Warsy.
Did anybody have to watch the Golden Globes like I did last night? I missed Buffalo winning last night.
See, the thing is, with the stuff like the Golden Globes and the internet and the social media era, you don't have to watch it.
See, that's was my point exactly.
Yes, pull that comment back up real quick. Yes, Danny.
Hey, Danny.
YouTube, comment, like, subscribe. I was behind Danny at Golf Club of Texas.
Was he playing slow?
No. In line to check in. I was talking to my buddy, and he turns around. He said, "Man, you Rudy?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Man, I'm a member out here because of you."
Oh man!
And I was like, "Hey, Danny,
good plant.
Appreciate you, Danny.
Well done, Danny.
The check's in the mail, dog. That went a long way. You have no idea."
Did you hang around and watch him on the tee?
No, we're not
Danny,
doing all
I was
that.
Asking Danny.
Danny was in front of us. They must have played well because I never saw him. Because they had the 740 tee time. I had 750 and I never saw him.
Ooh, that's a devoted golfer. That's still cold at 750.
I had a cart cover and a heater.
And a toy, the likes of which
I covet. And a great toy.
Beyond, but why did I see this on January the 8th and not December the 8th?
Yeah, the speaker with the rangefinder is fantastic.
That existed. And I'm not good enough to use it anyway.
But it looks
cool.
It's
nice to know it's 150. That doesn't mean I can hit it 150. I can hit it 180. I can hit it 70.
But I need to know I need to know what club to use. But I'm hitting the ball so beautifully.
It's funny how that works.
I play enough.
It's funny how practice makes improvement.
Gosh, I hit some pretty shots.
And then there's those that make you have to get back on Facebook to buy another club because that last one was broken.
Yeah, look at that rangefinder / speaker. Look at that. It's right there on YouTube. It's called like Blue something. It's awesome.
Unfortunately, it's after 6 a.m. I can no longer order from Amazon.
Why?
Because that's a
blue
I have a
tees.
cutoff.
That's what it's called, the blue tees.
I have to order before my wife wakes up because you get that confirmation.
Okay.
I want it to be done by the time it occurs.
We're all rooting for Washington, right? We all hate Jim Harbaugh.
So.
We all hate Jim Harbaugh, right?
This map from betus.com, and it was like dispersal by states. Who's voting? Who's gambling?
This was during the semis, right?
Yeah, this is before the semis. This is top 4.
Okay.
But it does give you an idea. The dispersal of states, and obviously it's by location. But I was surprised, and this is money. This is where it's landing. So Texas really only had a couple states landing with Texas money. It was like Texas and New Mexico and Oklahoma, Arkansas. That was basically all the Texas money.
Right.
Michigan had 22 states, and it was literally across the country where money had landed their direction. And Washington and Alabama came in second,
of course,
with all the SEC states, basically.
Makes sense.
And then Washington was pretty distant. They were ahead of Texas, but it was Alabama.
Washington was ahead of Texas.
Yes,
really?
Yes. Because that's where the money was going. I mean, this was not just Texas fandom, although I'm sure that tainted some of the bets. But, where was the money landing? 22 states, literally across the country, from east to west, have landed on Michigan. So,
that means good bet money. I don't mean you're pulling for them. No, it just means it's just a smart bet.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's voting, but I think that the money tells us that most people believe that Michigan is the better team. Now, how you want to play with the numbers, whether there's an over and under involved with that, and all the other peripherals, is where the money, is how it's being spent. But for the most part, it appears that those that pay attention to such things see Michigan as the imminent champ.
I don't like watching Michigan play football. I like.
You're right.
Look, again, I'm not a football guy. Like I never played, so entertain me. Washington entertains me. Watching Michigan keep trying to run the ball, even though it's not working, I hate it. Again, if that's your thing, I'm not knocking it. It's just not my thing. I would like to see Washington. I like watching Washington play football. I like watching Oregon play football.
Now, you don't give them the Spurs beautiful game credit, that they're playing football the way it should be played. That it is, own the line of scrimmage, win from inside out, don't make any mistakes, out aggress on defense, ball hawk.
No, I mean, good for them.
So the beautiful game doesn't even apply.
Yeah, if they that because that's not beautiful. What the Spurs were doing was beautiful. 5-6 passes, guy wide open in the corner. What Michigan does is, I don't know what it is. Well, look, I'll say this about Michigan, Rob. They pulled out some tricks against Alabama. Harbaugh dialed up some nice play calls that were beautiful. I won't knock it, but Big Ten balls have really never been my thing.
I think therein lies the rub.
I like Ohio State's brand. I think it's more wide open.
But we were accepting of Alabama during the early Saban years of 10-3.
Oh God, and then he even adjusted.
He had to because Johnny made him change.
Yeah, he had no choice to adjust it. Then next thing you know, he sends 10 wide receivers to the pros in the first round. If you go look back at a lot of receivers at the NFL right now, because he changed it up and he went and got Tua and Hurts and Mac Jones. Now he's kind of regressed with the kid they have now.
So you're pulling for Washington.
I'm pulling for Washington.
I'm not pulling for Washington, but I'm rooting for them. Because I think Michigan's better. I do. I think Michigan, man for man, they're just bigger and better.
So are we considering this an all Big Ten championship game?
Not yet. No.
Why not?
Because I want something.
On paper, they're headed to the Big Ten in a couple months.
I want to see a Pac-12 trophy rolled out at halftime and then blown up, kind of like Disco's Dead kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like we just blow the trophy up and kill it in the name of the NIL. No, this is in honor of the
you know what I want.
Pac-12.
This is the Pac-12. It's still the Pac-12. Okay, I'll give them their due. But I mean, what does it matter if the conference is going away?
Well, right.
It probably means that those guys left prematurely.
These guys are like Mel Gibson, man. They're fighting something that really, at the end of the day, man, ain't gonna end well.
Mel Gibson reference. I think that's the first Mel Gibson reference in 2.5 years over here. I can't remember us talking about Mel Gibson, but I'll take it.
Yeah, all I could picture is him like getting his guts pulled out in every different direction. I just feel like that's the end of the Pac-12. Congratulations, you won a couple of battles, but the war, no matter what you do, you can have your way with the queen. Go ahead.
Damn.
Go out with a bang, not a whimper. But at the end, you're going to the four corners. It's over.
Yeah, it's over. It's weird too.
It's going to be a fun game. A game.
Are we sure?
I do. I think that's it's such a styles make fights. Now, I don't know what the fourth quarter is going to look like, but I get the sense in the first, as both teams script what they want to do, I get the sense that the first quarter, if there's no mistakes, should be like a Hagler-Hearns. Let's see which style's better right now.
Right. Well, all I'm going to tell you is Michigan better get to Penix. If you don't get to Penix, he's going to carve you up.
That's right.
He'll carve you up. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to run the ball on Michigan. Ask Alabama. Yeah. But you better get pressure on Penix because he's a dart thrower, and he has some very capable receivers. So good luck, Michigan, but I think you got your hands full with the purple people eaters.
For you military types, I think Washington needs to check their six, make sure there's nothing behind them, and get off the field on defense. Get off the field on third down. Do not let Michigan ground and pound you. And Michigan, on the other hand, stay on the field, ground those guys up.
Well, the good thing about these two teams, everyone scripts their plays. But unlike Sarkisian, when the script ain't working, they'll switch. Sark's like, nope, I scripted these first 30 plays, and we're going to run these damn 30 plays, even though they're stopping them. Come on, Sark.
Hey, coming back, his name is Jake Browning, but who really cares about that? Did you see his wag? Yeah,
we'll talk about Brett Musburger?
Have you seen his wag? Oh, my gosh, it was white and sequined. We'll be right back. It's R&R. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The professional football playoffs are here.
Out of the gun, back to Dak. Left side of the end zone. Touchdown.
14 teams with only one goal in sight. The big game in Las Vegas. Presented by Flight by Yingling. Hear it on your exclusive home. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333.
Do you ever feel hot spots or cold drafts around your home while watching your favorite team play? Your windows may be to blame. Call Maverick Windows today at 800-972-3631 and sign up for a free quote and get back in the end zone. That's 800-972-3631. Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Hey, what's up? I'm Elle Duncan, host of the Elle Duncan Show. If you're looking for a podcast that gives you a little bit about a lot and a lot about nothing, you've come to the right place. There's pop culture, there's sports, really anything that we find particularly interesting that you're talking about on social media. And oh yeah, I do it with this guy named Gary Streisky, who's a homie.
Hey, Elle, what's going on? Thanks for the mention. Can I get on the graphic now?
No. Follow and listen to the Elle Duncan Show wherever you get your podcasts.
Have pain? Have chronic pain, low back pain, knee pain, neck pain, or shoulder pain? I can help. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we get to the root of your pain. We don't just give pain medications. We do the proper investigation to see what is the root cause, and it's covered by your insurance. Reduce your medication, avoid surgery, and get rid of pain for good. Call for your free evaluation. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, where we get to the root cause of your problem. 210-468-1891.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting roles for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Homeowners, this is not a drill. Do not put off replacing old, broken, drafty windows in your home one more day. Renewal by Andersen, the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies, can transform your home, fixing common issues like hot or cold rooms or sky-high energy bills. Renewal by Andersen's Fibrex windows and doors combine the strength and insulation of wood plus the low maintenance and durability of vinyl, guaranteed to never fade, flake, blister, or peel. These are truly your forever windows, backed by Renewal by Andersen's industry-leading warranty coverage. Just text WARM to 200-300 for your free consultation on top-quality affordable windows or patio doors for no money down, no payments, and no interest for a year. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings are only in January. Text WARM to 200-300 right now. Text the word WARM to 200-300. Don't wait. Text WARM to 200-300.
Good morning, everybody. Jason Minix here from The Blitz, starting at 2 o'clock today. We are live at the roof of 281 and Redland Road, getting ready for tonight's national championship game with a major focus on what we saw yesterday from the Cowboys in Washington. Is now Dallas is getting ready for the postseason. We'll talk about the Texans and the entire NFL schedule now that the playoffs are set. Rob, Rudy, who you taking tonight? Michigan or Washington?
Washington. Washington. all day long.
I'm pulling for Washington. I'm betting on Michigan. That's I know. You're supposed to pick a side, right? I'm not going to do it.
Never trust a man who don't pick a side.
I know. Don't trust me because I'm paying way too much attention to celebratory photos of a Cincinnati Bengal football game.
This is strange. So we're talking about Jake Browning, right?
Well, yeah.
Backup quarterback for Cincy. First of all, shout out to Joe
He's
Burrow.
a revelation, man. I love that dude.
Shout out to Joe Burrow for, buying him the suite for Jake Browning's family this season. But yeah, Jake Browning's is it girlfriend or is it his wife? His girlfriend?
I don't know.
She broke the internet yesterday.
She did.
With her little bodysuit and orange bucket hat. And it reminded and first of all, who is this? CBS? Shame on y'all.
Hey, they got advertising to sell, man.
She's not Taylor Swift. You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
She's not.
There's no
Thank
reason,
God for that.
There's no reason to keep panning up there other than you just being a dude. Like, who was in charge of that, and who's signing off on that? Who's signing off? And who's the guy in the camera guy's ear saying, "Go back to Miss Browning"?
It's the producer who is the brilliant man that he is.
This game sucks. Go back to Miss Browning. Like it got at some point, it got weird. Like she literally broke the internet, and I'm like, okay. I mean, she's easier to look at than Taylor. Wow. But it gave me Brent.
Well, you were doing so good too.
It gave me Brent Musburger vibes, though. Remember Brent? Go ahead, play Brent Musburger.
Back into the game.
And
now, when you're a quarterback at Alabama, you see that lovely lady there. She does go to Auburn. I want to admit that. But she also, Miss Alabama, and that's A.J. McCarron's girlfriend, okay?
Yeah.
And right there on the right is Dee Bonner. That's A.J.'s mom. Wow, I'm telling you, quarterbacks, you get all the good-looking women. What a beautiful woman. Wow.
Wow.
A.J.'s doing
things right down.
So if you're a youngster in Alabama, start getting the football out and throw it around the backyard with Pop.
This is weird. It almost sounded like
wow.
Dude was full on stiffy.
You know who also was a backup quarterback for the Bengals?
Who?
A.J. McCarron.
Oh, he was. Man, they literally because I was watching Red Zone during the first games, and every time that they would pop up, they would go to Miss Browning. I was like, "Yo, okay, we saw her." Act like I've never seen a woman in a bodysuit.
Well, I needed to make sure.
This just in: pro athletes sometimes date good-looking women, but again, she was easier to look at than Taylor.
She knew where the camera was.
She did that on purpose.
She knew exactly where the camera was. So all mouths were fed, all beasts were made. It was exactly what we wanted, and it was well done.
It was again, after the third pan too, it got weird.
Didn't they show some nipple last week on Bourbon Street too? It's been a very good couple of weeks here on TV.
Remember. Oh, they did.
We're talking silver and black next. We'll be right back here on 94.1.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the Cowboys took care of business yesterday. They're the number 2 seed in the NFC, and now it's time to look to the playoffs.
Plus, we'll talk about the Houston Texans and tonight's national championship game at Michigan against Washington. The Blitz live at the Roof Hub, 281 in Redland Road, starting at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, folks, Rich Eisen here. So this football season's really heating up, and the guys on my show, they're having a blast with Prize Picks. And now with basketball season in full swing, they're able to pick combo projections across both sports. Join them on prizepicks.com/primetime. Easy gameplay and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what they tell me makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. And right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Brockman is loving that aspect. He's hooked. And all you need to do is visit prizepicks.com/primetime and use code primetime. That's code primetime at prizepicks.com/primetime for a first deposit match up to $100. Don't be left on the sideline this basketball season. Go to Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
When was the last time you went to the dentist? Need a new dentist? Hi, Jason Minix here. Go see my dentist at Smile Structure Dentistry and Braces. Smile Structure can handle all your dentistry needs, from general dentistry to oral surgery, orthodontics for the kids, or Invisalign for adults. Mention this ad, get a free exam and x-rays. Veteran owned with 5 San Antonio area locations. Learn more and book an appointment online at smilestructure.com. That's smilestructure.com.
It seems like everywhere you look right now, someone is sick. This year, prepare your family for airborne invaders like bacteria, pollen, and yes, germs with Navage Nasal Care. Navage flushes ultra-pure, refreshing saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril. Navage sucks out viruses, dust, and other airborne particles, all the stuff that gets trapped in your nose, making you miserable. Don't get caught empty-handed this winter. Get Navage, the drug-free solution that helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Even better, Navage is HSA, FSA eligible, so Navage is a great way to spend those funds before they expire. Don't wait a minute longer. Buy Navage today and you'll breathe easier knowing you're putting your funds to good use. Navage is available online at Navage.com or Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
The LaTappe Texas cycling races are back in San Antonio, April 12th to the 14th. Cyclists of all ages, register now to ride in the 100, 60, or 25-mile Tour de France amateur cycling events. You can run, walk, cycle, and celebrate all things Fitness Fiesta at the Athletes Village and Expo. LaTappe, Texas. Register today at fiestafitfest.com. Presented in part by Thomas J. Henry.
Dave Ramsey here from my friends over at Connecticut in San Antonio. Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy. So there's no computer to break, fewer moving parts, and it works only when you need it. It was even voted most efficient water softener in the world by the Water Quality Association. The team at Connecticut San Antonio can test your water, install a system, and provide treatment, all without stepping a foot inside your home.
I'm Chris Canepa of Connecticut and San Antonio in the Hill Country. I'll let you try a Connecticut quality water softener for 90 days absolutely free. Call us at 656-PURE, that's 656-7873, or visit us on ConnecticutSA.com.
And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
On your ride to work, check out Rob Thompson and Rudy J. They're R&R in the morning. KTFM Floresville and at SASportsStar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
The playoffs are set. The Cowboys will be the 2 seed and NFC East champs, and they will face the Green Bay Packers in Jerry World on Sunday. The Houston Texans are part of the postseason after a 23-19 win over the Colts, and they're the AFC champions. They'll face the Cleveland Browns in Houston. But tonight, Michigan, Washington, right here on San Antonio Sports Star with the pregame at 5:30.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh, my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up, wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the
I want some rest.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I kiss excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning.
It's R&R in the morning, a Monday edition. Get your ass up. It's 2024, and it's a Monday. I'm sure the world starts spinning again for most of us. And here we sit on a Monday, talking silver and black after yet another loss, though it was close, 117-115. The Spurs go down to Cleveland as a valiant effort.
Yeah.
Nice comeback. Hey,
I was happy about the fourth quarter because it was easily getting away from them. They were down like 16, Cleveland, shoots the ball really, really well. They have a lot of three-point shooters over there. But the Spurs kept fighting, stayed in it.
Dumb mistakes.
I'll golf clap it.
I think that was a worthy golf clap. I think that's the best way to parse what we saw yesterday. 2 consecutive close, tight games, hard fought till the end. I can say that the common denominator is point guard.
Sure.
I mean,
They look better and more balanced and more together when Trey Jones starts at the PG. It's just a fact.
Wemby had 24, 10, and 5. From the 5th player.
When you say 5, you can make sure you put it blocks.
Well, I think we all assume. What do you?
It could be assist though.
I guess no. You know what? You're right. 5 blocks.
Yeah, he passes the ball well.
5th player in league history to put up a line like that while playing under 25 minutes in the game. My goodness, that's Kobe stuff.
Whoa.
One point a minute. I'm just saying.
Easy there, Cowboy.
I'm not comparing. I'm just saying it's in the stat category. But at the same time, as well as he looked, the paint was dominated by Jared Allen.
Yeah, Jared Allen even blocked the Wemby dunk.
Ooh.
And maybe that's why Wemby didn't want to shoot the ball 5 feet from the basket.
I saw Allen play in high school.
Where is he? Is he a Texas kid?
Austin.
Really?
Yeah, he went to St. Mark's in Austin.
Wait, he went to UT though, too.
Yeah, he went to the pipeline right into UT. He was one of those guys that went to play for Shaka, though Shaka had no idea what to do with a guy like Jared Allen.
Shaka belongs and this is not a knock. Shaka belongs at a mid-major.
Oh, yeah.
He's a mid-major coach.
He got 5 stars that, quite frankly, weren't willing
One
to do
and
what he wanted.
done
That's a
Shaka
different story.
Yeah, anyway.
The progression of the new year from the old really has been incredible. And tomorrow or Wednesday, I don't know whether we look at Wednesday versus Detroit as a midterm or a GED exam.
No, the Wednesday is a must win.
It's a GED. We're headed toward this is something important.
If they don't win Wednesday, we're skipping Silver and Black Thursday.
I think that's seriously. I mean, is that how we should look at this?
Like, what the hell, man? Like, I know the Spurs are bad, but you can't be Detroit bad, can you?
Well, I mean, there's one point of view.
They are right there. They're the same team, actually. Just one plays on the Eastern Conference.
Man, it's the similarities are really ridiculous.
Yeah,
between the two,
it's bad.
Now they don't have a Wemby, but the Spurs don't have.
I like Cade.
Yeah, the Spurs don't have anything like that.
Cade Cunningham's a star.
Yeah,
I don't know how long he's going to be in Detroit, but Cade Cunningham's a star.
I think he's doomed.
He's from Dallas, right?
Yeah, he's another Dallas guy.
Damn, what's up with Texas and is Texas basketball caught up to Texas football? No, because of the numbers, right?
It ain't Texas. It's Dallas.
You're not throwing Houston in there?
There's some. It's mostly Dallas. Maxey and Anthony and
I forget how many of them kids are from Dallas.
Oh, they're all Dallas types. Houston's got their share. De'Aaron Fox, one of the young Houston types, and there's 5 others. But for the most part, they're coming out of Dallas.
Interesting.
Yeah. They're not coming here, although 1 or 2 might end up here.
We got a few cats here. I mean, look at Jordan Clarkson.
That Holland kid's out of Plano.
Right.
So there could be a Dallas type playing for San Antonio, and that's really what's on the line coming up on Wednesday.
Look, this is what I'll say. The Milwaukee, again, I'm just going off of Milwaukee and Cleveland and even some parts of that Memphis game, but the Milwaukee game and the Cleveland game, just much more balanced. They're always in the game, never really out of it. When you look at what Trey Jones is bringing to the table, I don't see how you deviate from this lineup. Now, Champagne's in this new rotation as well, with Keldon going to the bench and coming off the bench and just shooting every time he touches the ball. He continued that. He was 6 of 16 yesterday.
I don't care. It's working. It is. It's working. It might not be working for him.
Which part of it's working? Him coming off the bench?
That pepper, whatever that volume, that effort, that's something.
I guess
extra.
It's his job on the second team, right?
Yeah,
it's his job to shoot the ball.
Just go shake the snow globe, and for whatever it is, it's getting them through the doldrums. It's not they're not getting their pants in the second quarter. I mean, they're staying in the game. It's definitely not pretty. I mean, 6 of 16, and some of those shots are questionable at best. But even I would say Devin's shot selection might actually be worse, to be honest with you. But whatever that is, it's working.
You know, fair, much more competitive, had a chance to win both of those games. But this is what I'm most shocked at watching really closely yesterday. I'm shocked at how much one-on-one Pop lets these kids play. It's a lot of stand around, isolate. It's a lot of that. And I'm not used to it. And I don't know if he feels like y'all are too incompetent to run that offense. Just go play. Because again, when Devin gets the ball, like there's a screen to get the matchup that the guy holding the ball wants, and then they stand around. And then every now and then they'll have some action. But for the most part, I'm shocked at the amount, percentage-wise, that it's really just one-on-one basketball.
This is what comes to mind when you bring this up. And you've noticed it better than I did, quite frankly. You're right. And sometimes I always felt like it might be a product of just we're out of sync. We don't got a point guard. And now that Trey's in, we do have a little bit more framework, a little bit more structure. But I think you hit something on the head that we keep hearing from Pop that it's hard to believe even after all this time with Devin and Keldon, is it's hard for me to design an offense for what you can do unless I know exactly what you can do. And maybe sometimes it's go out there and just go do something so I can figure, hey, you know what? He's pretty good at that fadeaway right there on the block. Maybe I should find a way to get him the ball there a little bit more. But I don't know you can do that in the game until you go do it. And if I don't care whether we win or lose, which I don't believe is the case, which I do believe is the case, we don't.
Right.
So why not go a little bit of one-on-one and let's start figuring out how we can put that in the context of the way I want this offense to work with Wemby. Now, that being said, to harp and bitch about the fact that Wemby is not getting the ball. When he is getting the ball, you need to do something with it.
Yeah, and especially game on the line. Like, again, you got the whole city. And I'm talking about, the hell, you got the Stacey King, the color commentary guy for the Chicago Bulls screaming. You got, who was it? Kenny and Shaq, and they're like, hey, there's no point guard. You got to get the ball away. Like, you got the entire nation really screaming, get you the ball, and they get it to you in crunch time. And you decide to kick it out to the corner to Jeremy Sohan.
To who?
Sohan, I forget. I don't want to butcher the guy's name, but Jeremy. And he throws the ball to Greg Popovich. And Pop you should have seen Pop. Pop looked at him like, dude. But he should have been looking at Wemby. That's on Victor. And again, he's 19. He'll learn.
It's so counterintuitive. Normally you have to coach the opposite. Normally, the ball coming out of the paint from a dude that's 7'5".
But I mean,
what?
I guess he made the right basketball play. Is that
never the right
play?
That is never. See, that's the mindset that he is trying to break. It is never the right play. If you are within 5 feet
and you're Victor,
and you are Victor Wembanyama, it is never the right play to pass the ball out of the block without at least an attempt or a look or a ball fake or something. If it went to you and you just moved it along, what good are you to us?
Yeah. But can I say this? Yeah, but can I have a one? Yeah, but there are 8 teams in the NBA with 15 wins or less.
Yeah.
And 5 with 10 or less. So we're not alone.
No. Because we're accepting of a process that is
for us. It makes it. It feels worse for us because we got Wemby.
We got him. We're supposed to be better, and by the calendar, the fact is they are. Now, I think we can all agree that a step forward was made with Trey Jones starting at point guard.
Yeah. Now they just got to finish games.
Okay. So what would be in your mind as we can tell Pop listens because that's why Trey's starting. And as he's getting into his car, heading into they're probably in Detroit already if they haven't already gotten there, but they'll probably stay the night in Cleveland. Probably going to go see the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame today. Do some of the things that Kawhi loved to do, but that's a whole other story.
You're talking about what LaMarcus said
that's all. Maybe they're having a pop.
That was eye-opening.
Maybe Pop's taking them to class today, and they're going to do a little bit of history and learn a little bit about culture.
No,
and whatnot.
you heard Joakim Noah. You heard who wants to be in Cleveland? So I've never heard anybody say I want to go to Cleveland.
Maybe he's teaching them the value.
Rob, they're sleep in their beds. They came home. It's probably snowing.
But after I heard how much Kawhi appreciated it, I'm just surprised we're not doing it more. But given that,
that's right. He is 20 now, Paul. Sorry, he is 20 now. He's no longer 19. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's an adult.
Almost.
Dude, I've had a 20-year-old in my house. They ain't adults.
They're not adults at all.
No.
My 27-year-old, she's barely Adult. She'll be 28
I'm barely an
months.
adult.
Yeah, me too.
So my question is, we fixed the point guard. What's the next
For now.
thing? Oh, for now, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is a stopgap,
right?
A placeholder, a Nardinal when you need a Scoggin. What's the next thing in your mind that if you're playing pop and we're playing with the lineup, the style or something? What's the next thing that you want to play with? Is it a different starter? Is it acquisition? Obviously, acquiring something is there, but what's the next thing? Or just let this?
Yeah, I want to let this
while.
play out because I think they're on to something. I think they have a legit chance to win a few games with the way this lineup is currently constructed. Now, I mean, Keldon's gonna have to make some of them shots he takes.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
But I like the look of it. I'm okay with where we're at right now. Like they give a damn. But yeah, I like.
No, they listen. You can tell.
Yeah. I like where they are right now. You got Detroit this week. You have Charlotte this week, and then you have Chicago.
These are games that
you could go 2 or 3.
You know what?
You could beat Charlotte and Detroit.
That's
not too much to ask.
That's exactly how it should be put. It's not too much to ask.
Now Chicago might get you, but Detroit and Charlotte, I want a 2-game winning streak. That's not too much to ask, even of these guys, even this turnover machine that is the San Antonio Spurs.
Because just remember, it wasn't that long ago that Buck game was fun.
No, it wasn't that long ago. It was last Thursday.
Well, it feels like forever ago. No. It was fun. It mattered. The announcers were into it. Fans were into it. The players
on TNT.
Were into it.
Shaq and Kenny actually watched the game because normally those guys don't watch the game. They're in the back eating it on Instagram.
I needed that dopamine hit. I needed the NBA to matter to me and have it matter that to the point where other people cared other than me.
Very true. No, I think this is one of the things I heard Brian Windhorst say from here on out, Wemby versus Giannis should be on national TV. This is from Wendy. And I was like, you know what? I kind of agree.
Every day, every time they're out. And above and beyond that, I want it to be competitive. We've been browbeaten and horsewhipped to the point where, do I dare expect to win? Do I dare care?
Yes, I need 2 wins this week. I need 2 wins this week. That's not too much to ask. I'm sorry, it's not. Wednesday and Friday, Detroit on the road, and then you get Charlotte at home. And Charlotte is awful. Okay? They're just as bad as we are.
If I'm asking what my next fix is, I believe that I want to work with Devin Vassell on his shot selection.
What's wrong with his shot selection?
He takes some of the most difficult threes of anybody in the league, man. A dribble here, dribble there. Go watch some James Harden tape. Go watch guys.
Jason Tatum takes some weird threes too. A lot of these guys, when you're the guy on the team, Rob, all these dudes take some bad threes. They all do.
But what they get better at, and watch what Tatum did when he was really good to better, was learn to get out of that. I'm not saying don't take the 3, but get yourself in a better position to take them. He forces himself into taking the most ridiculously hard. He takes hard shots. Guys with it in their face. I mean, coming at him. Very rarely do you get Devin squared up, smooth, and he hits a lot of these. But my gosh, if we could just get his life a little bit easier, and maybe that's coming from guys making more shots elsewhere, where that 3, that help side is charging at him every time he pulls up. But I think if I'm looking at the next fix, and I think having a point guard in there will help this, is get Devin some easier shots. Because our best player is forced to do some ridiculoly hard things a lot of times.
Yeah, you know what? I feel like I agree with you, but I also feel, and while agreeing with you, I feel like that is the NBA we're in. Guys taking bad threes.
Yeah, well, you know
what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's to the point where, like, keep in mind, this is the same organization that told Pau Gasol and LaMarcus Aldridge, hey, I'm going to need you to extend your range out to the 3-point line. You see what I mean? So it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, well, either you change with the times, a la Nick Saban. Like Nick was like, he hated the wide open offense, but he had to change with the times. Pop is on record saying he hates how much these guys shoot threes in today's NBA, but he understands
it is what it is.
The analytics show us and it's so stupid. But the end I don't know how this MIT nerds figured this out, but even if you shoot 27% from 3, it's better if you still take that shot. Over the course of time, you'll make some and you're going to win games. That's what the analytics tell us.
And I want him to keep shooting.
I'd rather him shoot. Look, no disrespect. Keldon went 3 for 6 from 3 yesterday. I'd rather him be shooting it than that. I'd rather Vassell be taking a bad one.
I would. I think it's incumbent upon Wemby to understand the difference between a kick to Sohan, a kick to Devin, or a shot now will get Devin open later. If I turn and I drop one on whoever's guarding me, I put him, and 2 things are going to happen. One, you're going to get an easy bucket, but more likely, as you stay in this league, you're going to be shooting a free throw. And the sooner you understand that whenever you do that, it will pay dividends for Devin. Next play down, 3 minutes down, but the next time you get it in the paint, I guarantee you help is coming. They're coming to help. And one of those guys is going to be open. That's when you make that kick. But you have to be the threat first.
Well,
have to be.
Yeah, I agree with that. And let me bring your question full circle. The next fix, now that I think about it, Rob, get rid of these veterans that you're not playing. Like, if you're not going to play them, why are they there? Like, Doug McDermott got a DNP yesterday. Between Doug McDermott and Devontae Graham, they're averaging 9 points a game together. Devontae Graham is averaging 9.7 minutes per game. Doug is averaging less than 16. Why are they here? Why are they here? Are they, again, is their role are they chaperones? Are they chaperones on the road? Are they the are they the nutritionists?
Well, there's something to.
Are they the financial advisors? Because they're not here to help on the basketball court.
Well,
but there is something that, I mean, we saw it with
help.
Miami Heat guy, been there forever.
Udonis Haslem.
Udonis Haslem. He's there. Hey, don't do this on the road. Don't eat that. Put your ice on. Is that what their role is?
I think there's something to that, though. It seems like McBuckets is getting paid too much to be a mentor. You know what I mean?
Why are they here?
I remember asking Devin Brown, and this, I was joking. He was playing with the Nuggets at the time, and he was playing with, at the time, it was kind of a joke for how long he had played. Former Fab Five Michigan, now head coach at Michigan. Juwan Howard. And it was kind of a joke. Juwan was like in his 19th year and still playing. I was like, what's it like playing with that old dude? He goes, let me tell you something. Juwan Howard taught me how to be a pro.
See, so maybe that's it.
That he prolonged and improved my career just by the way that he handled himself. So I do think there's some value in that, and maybe McBuckets is kind of fulfilling that, but that's an awful lot of money and a role that we feel like we kind of need.
He's a defensive liability.
True.
But this is the thing, Rob. The whole team is.
Well, somebody got to be a buyer before you can sell something.
The whole team is a defensive liability. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Why? Like, again, other than their chaperones, and they teach guys how to what to eat before and after games. I don't know why Devontae Graham or Doug McBuckets is here.
Hey, DH, what's the trade deadline? Is it February the 8th? The 8th?
Yes.
So we're a month out.
We're a month out.
I do think deadlines make deals, and I firmly believe, Rudy, that yes, there's a for sale sign up.
It better be.
It's just a matter of who's calling. And
well, I know you got to, you have to spend the money, but I don't know. It just doesn't make much sense to me. Just like Trey Jones not starting didn't make sense to me, and we got called. Pop made fun of us for telling them what to do, and then he went and did it.
Must win on Wednesday. Not a midterm.
No, they got to win Wednesday and Friday. I need a 2-game win streak. That may be the only one they get all year. I need a 2-game winning streak. There is no reason they shouldn't beat Detroit and Charlotte. No reason. If we're trending in the right direction, and Pop keeps telling us how proud of these guys he is, he's like, I'm proud of them. They competed hard. They couldn't do much more. Okay, well then beat Detroit and Charlotte. That's all I ask.
That's all we ask.
I'll leave you alone the rest of the season.
This is where we sit. This is all we ask. Beat teams that are of the equivalent.
Yeah.
That's all we ask.
Everybody with 10 wins or less. But guess what? Detroit and Charlotte are saying the same thing we are, Rob.
Yes.
The people in Charlotte, guys on Charlotte radio are like, we better be San Antonio.
And they have every right to.
And they have every right to.
And should expect to, quite frankly.
Right.
Hey, we'll continue talking to Silver and Black. We always want to hear from you. But we got a poll running about the Cowboys. Do they have reason to be afraid of Green Bay? Hit the poll. Go to sasportstar.com. Hit the YouTube feed and check us out live. Coming back, let's look around the NFL. Does Green Bay scare you? And the Deadpool. Let's look at them that might not be employed by the next sunset. It's R&R, and we're talking NFL next because that's what we do here on R&R. It's 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I love me some Monday. I wake up feeling good about myself, and I can prove that my efforts have paid off when I jump on the scale. You know, I went to the Institute for Functional Health about 6 years ago, weighing nearly 300, and quite frankly, I hated standing on the scale. I didn't want to see that thing get over 290, and then it was like 293 and 294. Man, it was getting bad. Now it's far less than that. I ran in about 239 last week, and it kind of varies. And I'm still working at it. This is a work in progress. You know, that's how it's going to be for the rest of my life. I stay on board, I stay healthy, and I feel good about myself. If it's time for you to do that, if it's time to finally lose the weight you didn't think you ever could, I want you to call Dr. Torres. He will explain to you why he's been so successful, because not only does he base his plans and his ideas in medical science. I mean, there's only one true way to lose weight and keep it off. But it's the mental side of things that have been so effective for me. Talk to him about it. Here's the number you need. It's 210-468-1891. Give him a call today. He's always willing to talk to you. And if he's not available, he'll call you back. And he'll explain to you exactly what I know, that if you want to change your life, you got to start with a neck up and get yourself a fine coach that'll get you where you want to go. Call him today. Go to the website, iffhealth.com. Resolve to do it. Call him today. Change your life. And when you do, I know you're going to be thanking me later.
The NFL playoffs are here.
Read all about it, baby. One last drive.
Wild card, divisional, conference championship, and Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas. Hear it on your exclusive home for the NFL playoffs and the Super Bowl. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Get the home field advantage every time with Fairfield by Marriott, official hotel partner of the NCAA. Whether you're a student athlete working toward your championship dreams or your team's biggest fan, Fairfield by Marriott has everything you need to get ready for game day. From comfortable guest rooms to complimentary hot breakfast, Fairfield is part of the Marriott Bonvoy portfolio of hotels and official hotel partner of the NCAA. Visit fairfield.marriott.com to book your next game day stay.
At Lowe's, save big every day when you buy in bulk, like getting up to 25% off drywall boards. Plus, get an extra 5% off every day on eligible purchases when you use your Lowe's business credit card. Visit us in-store or online for low prices on the materials you need, because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount ticket at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. 5% offer subject to credit approval. Exclusions and terms apply. See store or Lowe's.com/credit for details.
This year, every plate is serving up their most sizzling deal yet. $1 steak every single week. Not only can you dig into 10 ounces of delicious steak for just $1, but you can enjoy every plate's other tasty meals for just $1.49 each. Whether you're resolving to save money or just want to enjoy every bite in 2024, America's Best Value Meal Kit has you covered. Get started with $1 steak every week and meals for $1.49 each with code MSJ49 at everyplate.com. Everyplate.com.
When my daughter gets a cold, I have a secret weapon. DayQuil Kids Berry from Vicks. DayQuil Kids is specially formulated to treat kids' most bothersome cold and cough symptoms quickly. And the best part is that DayQuil Kids Berry tastes really great. Aren't you supposed to be resting? Maybe.
DayQuil Kids Berry. The kids' berry-licious daytime congestion, coughing, stuffy head, stuffy nose, just for kids. Medicine. Safe for kids 6 years plus.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Homeowners, this is not a drill. Do not put off replacing old, broken, drafty windows in your home one more day. Renewal by Andersen, the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies, can transform your home, fixing common issues like hot or cold rooms or sky-high energy bills. Renewal by Andersen's Fibrex windows and doors combine the strength and insulation of wood plus the low maintenance and durability of vinyl, guaranteed to never fail fade, flake, blister, or peel. These are truly your forever windows, backed by Renewal by Andersen's industry-leading warranty coverage. Just text WARM to 200-300 for your free consultation on top-quality affordable windows or patio doors for no money down, no payments, and no interest for a year. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings are only in January. Text WARM to 200-300 right now. Text the word WARM to 200-300. Don't wait. Text WARM to 200-300.
Hurt in a wreck? Get George. Hit by an 18-wheeler or commercial truck? Get George. Injured at work? Get George. When you're dealing with personal injury, you need to get George because George gets justice. I'm George Salinas, and my San Antonio-based firm has been recognized across the state of Texas and the United States. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
It's the Mike McCarthy Show every Friday morning at 6:45 and 9 with R&R in the morning.
Do you like a certain amount of chaos?
Conflict is good.
Yeah.
Yes, I guess I do. I like healthy chaos. I don't like the BS.
A look at the Cowboys' upcoming game presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
That's appropriate, as playoffs are here, and we got you covered front to back. If you're listening, you can listen right here, KTFM, KZDC, 1250 AM, 94.1 FM, NFL playoffs live, all the way to the Super Bowl right here on San Antonio Sports Star. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. We are done with the regular season. It flew by, but here we sit, and the fallout has begun. Arthur Smith was fired before sundown yesterday.
And Black Monday continues.
Here we go.
According to Adam Schefter of ESPN, Riverboat Ron has been let go. He was a sitting duck. We already knew that he was going to get fired. So shout out to Ron Rivera. Great guy. I know the Blitz had a chance to interview him up at the Super Bowl in Phoenix last year. Great guy. But, he was dealt a bad hand. He got a regime change. He's not their coach for the new ownership group. Now, the question is, Atlanta, Washington, Chargers, can the brother Bieniemy get a job?
Oh, he'll get a job.
Or
get a job.
Do the Commanders keep him?
If I'm Atlanta, I stop at nothing.
Now, this came up a few weeks ago, and I was like, I don't know. But now that Ron Rivera has been let go, there's a loophole that Bieniemy can go and fix what's going on in Kansas City if he wanted to.
And do what?
I don't know.
Sit in his old office?
Be a better play caller than they got up there right now. No, I just wonder if is that even on the table for Washington? Because keep in mind, Bieniemy isn't their guy either. Speaking of I don't want to call it the Magic Johnson group because he's just one small percentage
Harris,
of it.
is the guy's name?
Whatever he is. I don't know, Rob. What does Washington do?
At one point, I think up until like week 10 or week 11, Sam Howell led the NFL in touchdowns or yards. He led the league in
passing yards.
It was passing yards.
Garbage yards.
It doesn't matter. That's enough for me. Seriously, Sam Howell, at least they're drafting a quarterback. Absolutely, they are.
But this is the thing, Rob. When I watch Sam Howell, I don't think he sucks.
No, I don't think so. And I think he's a product of an offense that's appropriate to him. He can win just like Baker Mayfield. He's Baker Mayfield without the name.
Yeah. So who do we got? We got the Panthers job,
Chargers,
Falcons,
and
now Washington.
I'm going to throw Jacksonville in there.
You're not fired. Wait, no, time
did
out.
I say that?
Do you want to fire Doug? No, seriously. Let's stay here. Do you want Doug? Is it Doug Peterson the problem?
It's too soon, but we got a real.
He might be Rob. What
Jason
happened to
Garrett
fail
problem
fast
over there? Well, I agree with that. I don't know what to make of what's going on in Jacksonville, but I do think there's some extenuating circumstances with them.
Well, let's
But
go ahead.
Shameful. What happened in Jacksonville? There's no excuse for what went down there.
Well, let's go down the list, Rob, because it is Black Monday. We'll just only go to the ones that's questionable. No need to go through the whole league. Jacksonville.
Doug's safe. I wouldn't fire him yet. He shouldn't be fired, but I would have a pretty stern end of year review.
Okay. Robert Saleh.
How can you fire this dude?
Easy. Hey, Rob, we're gonna go in a different direction.
But what the one with Aaron Rodgers that I was told I'd be able to take?
You built your whole team around Aaron Rodgers, and he got hurt 4 plays in. So, you want to let's vote on it. We want to call Robert Saleh safe.
I don't think he's safe. He has a bizarre fixation on Zach, and he should have let that go.
And the Jets owner already said he's safe.
He did say he's safe.
He said he's safe, but we know that can change depending on who becomes available.
Robert Saleh treated Zach like Michael treated Ryan.
Well,
Like, I don't get it. I don't understand.
Well, the thing is, he knew that that's who he had, so he had to keep his confidence up. Now,
same guy who let Flacco leave. I'm
True
gonna
that.
chew on that for a second. But no, he's
Vrabel.
safe. Vrabel, nah, I'd keep him around. What else? they got
Vrabel
to do?
safe?
Yeah, I think he is. Well, yeah. Wait a minute, though. He does have a GM that's relatively new. The one that got fired for trading AJ Brown. They bring in that other dude.
Okay.
I don't think that the GM is bigger than Vrabel. I think Vrabel's bigger than the GM there in Tennessee.
And he kept them competing. Bill Belichick.
Gone.
But not fired, right? They're going to allow him to quit.
I don't know how it's going to end.
I saw Robert Kraft leave the game early yesterday. Did you see that? Did
Yeah,
y'all see that? Like after they threw the last intercept. No, it was after Breece Hall scored. Robert Kraft told his girl, "Get up, get your stuff.
Let's go.
I'm not watching this. I'm not watching this no more."
It's over, man. I don't know how they're going to write the obit, but it's out. It's out.
Is Surfboard Pete safe?
Yeah,
I think so too.
yeah. He did a lot with not a lot.
Okay. Matt Eberflus, Chicago Bears. They don't. I mean, Justin Fields said goodbye. Like he was like, "Hey, just in case this was my last." I was like, "Damn!" I think that was him saying, "Get me out of here."
Like, dude,
I was like, when I watched it, I was like, "Damn, bro."
What do you know?
I was
that we
like,
don't.
"Yeah." He was like, "Yeah, just in case." I know Derrick Henry did the same.
Well, I got that.
Derrick Henry's like, "Man, I'll get me up out of here." So
please free me.
And Dable.
Dude, did he save his job yesterday just whipping the living? I mean, that was an beginning to end arse whooping, like a back alley. Take that with you. I think that was enough. But was he who at the end of the day was responsible for signing Danny Dimes?
The GM.
That's the guy that needs to be fired. If I'm owner, whoever that is, if I'm looking, okay, we got to make a change.
That's messed up, dog.
Who's the dude that signed Danny Dimes to all that money?
And told Saquon we ain't got no.
Yeah, and Saquon's like, I would love to be in the Giant Hall of Fame.
Giant fans
the opportunity.
Giant fans seem to think he's done. Speaking of Saquon.
And at the end, while we're talking now, it's not today, but we're talking about playoff teams now. And there are some teams that are playing with house money that no matter what happens, coaches probably get a raise.
Or just keep their job.
Well, I think, shoot, if the Texans win a playoff game, you better lock up D'Amico quick for a long time for a lot of money. He's just like a quarterback, man. This dude is a franchise changer.
They're not beating the Browns.
Nah,
so
they ain't. But and Stefanski, he wins.
Yeah, he does. He's done a great job.
You better lock him up for a long time. But that's not house money. Well, it kind of is house money for Cleveland.
Yeah, because this is like you lost Chubb. You're on the 6th quarterback. You got a 50-year-old playing quarterback. No, this house money for Stefanski. Now, Clarence Hill Jr., who'll join us tomorrow, he tweeted out, when asked directly about Mike McCarthy Cowboys' future, owner Jerry Jones said, quote, "We'll see how each game goes in the playoffs."
Is Mike McCarthy? We asked this question
We asked this last week. See, we're way ahead of the curve on this. We said Mike McCarthy safe if.
Dude, I can't imagine. I literally cannot imagine that he would, after winning the division, after doing this, after cutting Dak's interceptions to nothing and having him MVP caliber.
Rob, if Jordan Love walks into the house that Jerry built and beats the Dallas Cowboys, as much as we love them, this ain't me. I wouldn't fire him. I think the team plays.
Can't imagine.
Jerry, if he loses to Green Bay, Jerry is going to fire him.
Mike initiated.
If he loses to Green Bay, I think he maybe even be safe in the divisional round, depending on who the matchup is. Because again, well, you wouldn't be playing San Fran, so regardless. But if he loses to Green Bay, Jerry's gonna get him up out of there.
My question would be, and I know money covers all problems. Ask golf. But if you can get fired after winning 36 games in 3 years, if you can get fired for taking over the play calling and turning an average good quarterback to a great quarterback and with MVP caliber play calling, you turn the draft pick like CeeDee Lamb, you take the pick and you turn him into this, and you can still get fired.
No, I wouldn't. I don't agree with you.
I would never work for a guy that would do it. I wouldn't do it.
This is the business of football. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I think that he has a team that runs through a brick wall for him. He has a great relationship with all his stars. He's made something out of, look at what he's done with Dak Prescott. To take Dak Prescott, bring him in the offseason, say, hey, you can't do this, that, and nerd, and we're going to be what we want to be. No, I would not fire him. But if he loses to Green Bay, he's gone. Just the business of football.
You know what? I will give you, if he loses to Green Bay, he's gone. Maybe that it's still the Cowboys. But what about the next? What about this? What about grass? Oh, wait, you went on grass. Now, what about team with good record? Oh, you beat one with a good record.
On the road.
What about playoff or home win? Without that, you don't get to stay. We'll move the goalpost yet again. Though I began this argument thinking he absolutely deserved to stay. But you go down to Green Bay, and by the numbers on the poll.
The goal is Super Bowl. You're right, grunge pup. It is.
It is Super Bowl, but is it Super Bowl or bust?
I honestly think if he loses this, I think the only way I say the divisional round, he would be safe. I think the only way he's safe, Rob, is if he gets to the championship. Speaking of the NFC. If he loses to the boogeyman, I don't think they'll let him go.
Now, I think it's NFC championship game because we have the opportunity to see 2 home playoff games. Now you're costing Jerry money. you're costing home gate.
Yeah, no, I think the only way he's safe is if he gets to the NFC championship game. I really mean that. And I don't think it's fair at all. But I think that's the only way he's safe. That for Jerry to say that, that's not by design. That he put Mike on notice, which is why Mike came to the podium talking about, I'm not taking part in y'all's drama. I don't give a damn who we play. We got to win football games. This is the playoffs. Like, he understands, because the thing about it, Mike understands the business he's in. He won a Super Bowl in Green Bay, and then his quarterback started throwing him under the bus, and everybody blamed him, and he got fired. He understands where he is. So, I respect it. But at the same time, I'm like, damn, Jerry, tell us how you really feel. Like, we'll see how each playoff game goes.
I just can't imagine a scenario, but it is eminently feasible. And if the loss is as bad as you get the sense it would be, if it's due to clock management issues, if it's due to being overly penalized, if it's due to pedestrian offense, yeah, I can see it happening. I could see it being over. Yeah. But once you do that, I just can't. And like I said, money whitewashes a lot of problems. But I can't imagine taking a job after they fire McCarthy with 3 consecutive 12-win seasons. I'll say this. Eddie,
go ahead. We got breaking news.
Sean Payton should be fired.
No, he's not going to get fired. Stop it, Joe Ryan-Nagel.
He should be. Let's hear the straight-up sting.
When you pass on C.J. Stroud and you go with Bryce Young, you get canned. The Panthers have done away with their GM after 3 seasons, firing Scott Fitterer. And look, let me tell you.
This guy.
No, hold on.
He's a serial killer, man. This dude is responsible for a variety of deaths.
But time out, man. First of all, it shouldn't be Bryce Young that got him fired. It's Frank Reich.
Yeah.
It's hiring Frank Reich that got him fired.
That's one reason.
Like, I'm not giving up on Bryce Young yet with that pool of feces that he was playing with. Did y'all see what the offensive line Bryce Young was playing with? And the coach he was playing for?
Yes.
And the receivers he was throwing to? And the running back he was in? Bryce Young is fine. Bryce Young's going to be fine. No, he's not C.J. Stroud, but C.J. Stroud came into a well-oiled machine that knew what they were doing, knew exactly who they wanted to be, the right coach. Everything was in a much better situation for C.J.
Oh,
C.J.
boy,
Stroud.
let me tell you, the odds tell us right now, by past past performance is not indicative of future returns, as many investment guys have told me. Bryce got to be real careful, or he's going to turn into Baker Mayfield. We're now on offensive coordinator number 2. We will be on to head coach number 2. You got a brand new owner who is all about failing fast. Better be careful, Bryce. You just got yourself put on a different train track. And speaking of the train out of town, another one hitting the dust.
Bob Myers, former Warriors GM.
ESPN pundit now.
Yeah.
And what?
He is joining the Washington Commanders. Why are you pausing like that, Rob?
No, I'm down.
He's
Why
going
not?
to join the GM. He's going to join former Vikings GM Rick Spielman in the front office. So Bob got to be a numbers guy, right? Because he's not a football guy, so he's a numbers guy. This is about
stadium. He built that palace in San Francisco. This is about that brand new building. Bob Myers is over that. Yeah. Well, in football, nothing. This is about money. He built, as the general manager, he built that palace, that Golden State.
What did he have to do with it? Because he drafted Stephen Clay?
He's like RC. Think of Bob as RC. He was far more than just basketball to that franchise.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he oversaw the expansion of a brand that was literally a joke, like the Commanders. And
Bob Myers in football. Wow.
Magic also knows him. Heck, they run in the same circles. Money makes money. Magic don't know baseball.
He does. But he's the owner. That's different.
Well,
that's different than day-to-day operations.
This dude, all he's doing is building a stadium and creating fan involvement. This is perfect. That's a good hire.
Well, he got out of Golden State at the time. We're going to talk NBA fast break later because it's time to blow that thing up. And what do you know? Chris Paul is out for 6 weeks with something broken. Dude he's a China. He's a China doll. But anyway, back to football. This breaking in Black Monday has been crazy so far. It ain't even 8:00.
We expect before the day's end.
Mm-hmm. Bill Belichick will be announced.
I think Belichick is due his own day. If I'm Kraft, I ain't in a hurry.
You're not going to put him in this group. You probably do it like on Wednesday, right?
I might even give it a week or two. I'd let everybody kind of settle in. Let's go to the playoffs and announce it when everybody's paying attention, so he gets the accolades that he's due. Now that doesn't mean he's done, but if you're gonna do this, you better do this as delicately as possible.
I'm gonna say this because I have the same sentiments about Greg Popovich. When I bring in Belichick, I'm Robert Kraft for the exit interview, and I say, "What do you want to do?" If he says, "I still want to coach," I let him. Because this is the slope that we gotta.
No, you're right.
You gotta tread lightly on this slope because if we feel that way about Belichick, how can you not feel that way about Pop? I think they've both earned their right to walk away when they want to. And keep in mind, Pop just did a 5-year extension. So I'm just saying, because they're two GOATs, I'm lumping them together, but Pop has nothing to do with this. Pop's job is safe. But again, if I'm Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick tells me he still wants to coach this team, I let him. I do. Because again, right now with the personnel he has, nobody fixing that.
Okay, so
nobody's fixing that.
But you've made a valuable point. But the personnel, he's the one who went and got them.
Oh, damn. There's that.
So and here's maybe the conversation is all right, man. You can coach, but you can't GM anymore, man.
Deal. I stand up, I shake his hand, and I say, "Hey, let me know who you're gonna bring in." That's fair. You no longer can shop for the groceries. You no longer can shop for the groceries, but I'm gonna let you coach as long as you want.
Would you think less of Belichick if he said yes? Or would you think more of him? Like, you know what? You're right. I obviously do not have the eye for talent I used to. I can still coach. I know that. I just can't pick out the dudes that can do what I need them to do.
I mean, Pop ain't a GM anymore.
Well, we can look at the talent that have been drafted over the last couple of years and ask kind of some of the same questions we're asking about. I mean, there's easy ones. But all in all, I'm not sure the drafting quality's been the same.
Yeah. No, it hasn't. It's been awful. It's been awful.
Anybody else that's going to hit the streets today? 656-3776, 656 ESPN. There's a Bears coach that might need to be questioned.
Get Eberflus out of here. Get him out of here.
Hey,
Justin Fields don't want to be here anymore. I'm hurt. Like, we're supposed to break up with you. You can't break up with me.
Hey, it only took 12 games, but he's coming back. Let's talk about the NBA. Draymond returns. Hope the anger management went well. You're on R&R. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Monday night at 5:30, we'll find out who's this year's college football national champion. The #1 Michigan Wolverines versus the #2 Washington Huskies. Presented by Flight by Yingling. College football's national championship game. Monday night at 5:30. And only on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and San Antonio's ESPN 1250.
When was the last time you went to the dentist? Need a new dentist? Hi, Jason Minix here. Go see my dentist at Smile Structure Dentistry and Braces. Smile Structure can handle all your dentistry needs, from general dentistry to oral surgery, orthodontics for the kids, or Invisalign for adults. Mention this ad, get a free exam and x-rays. Veteran owned with 5 San Antonio area locations. Learn more and book an appointment online at smilestructure.com. That's smilestructure.com. If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Before you fire up that grill, make sure you get into Tri-County Meat Market. Hi, Jason Minix here. Tri-County Meat Market has everything you need. If you're thinking steaks, you want some chicken, some poppers, beef ribs, pork ribs, brisket, picanha, tri-tip. They've got it all at Tri-County Meat Market. Take advantage of their Pick 5 for $25, and Tri-County always offers a 10% discount for military and first responders. Tri-County Meat Market, 2 locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Heavener, or online at tricountymeat.com.
I lock up my Old Spice Fiji aluminum-free dry spray to keep that 24/7 lasting freshness safe for myself. Fresh coconuts, palm trees in the wind. It's like catching waves in Fiji. Actually, I just talked myself into a refreshing spritz of Fiji. My Old Spice is missing! No!
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Some of those old injuries, they begin to creep up and things begin to start hurting again. I finally got to the point where I'm like, I can't just wake up and know my knee's going to be bothering me and push through this on a daily basis.
Old football injuries can't keep former college and pro football player Bobby Carpenter down. So he decided to check out the all-natural regenerative pain treatments at QC Kinetics.
I was fortunate enough to obviously sit down with QC and kind of understand your body still has the ability to heal in it. We just need to give it a little bit of a boost.
Exactly. QC Kinetics concentrates your body's own healing agents in your painful hips, shoulders, knees, or back.
Everyone can say, well, you need to replace this or replace that, but it's no surprise to see people being willing to try this first, especially when it has such great results.
QC Kinetics treatments take place the same day right in the office. No downtime. Call today for your complimentary consultation and see if you're a good candidate.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318.
Hi,
I'm Jason Thompson. I'm a personal injury attorney, and since 1994, I've been helping people and their families seriously injured or killed by negligent drivers. My website is alawyer4us.com. I use that phrase because I know that there's no way a regular San Antonian can possibly beat $1 billion insurance company alone. You will need an experienced attorney to stand up for you and get what you and your family deserve. This month, my father will retire after 50 years of practicing law, doing what he taught me to do, help people in need. Stand up for the people that cannot. Use the skills you have to help the people in your community win and where you can. When an insured driver seriously injures someone, $1 billion insurance company uses everything it can to pay as little as possible. Every insurance company you have heard of has a very large staff of attorneys already working against you. If you or a family member has been seriously injured because of a negligent driver, call me, Jason Thompson, as soon as you can after a collision. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or check out my website, alawyer4us.com.
Cowboys play here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's R&R here on San Antonio Sports Star. I thought it was going to be 20 games. I really did. I thought that Draymond was going to be forced to go away and serve not just penance, but punitive time. Like, not only do you have to go and get some counseling, but you need to go put your nose on the corner and pay the price.
No, man,
they're grown men, and you know what?
He completed his anger management classes.
This ain't about punitive. This is about paying your time, and he did it. What he ended up with 12 games. He's not immediately back. They got to get him back in shape, evidently, but time served. Here he comes.
Was it long enough?
You know what? I'm not mad at him anymore. So maybe it was. But again, NBA, you get what you tolerate.
Amen.
I mean, so I don't think it was painful for him to never kick a guy in the nuts again. I can tell you that.
Draymond is crazy dude, man. Well, they need him back because Chris Paul broke his finger. He's out 6 weeks. The team looks awful. Kuminga hates Steve Kerr. Says, I don't know if I want to be here. I don't get to play. So then Steve Kerr lets him play 36 minutes the next game. It's a mess. Steve Kerr's on a, expiring deal. Bob Myers is a commander. I give Bob this. Bob understood that boat had a leak. And Bob was like, what I created was fantastic. We got 4 titles and a new stadium. I'm out. I'm not going to be around here for this stink.
The moment the co-pilot comes and goes, where's the parachute?
Yeah, it's time to go.
The moment, I'm not saying he's the pilot, but he had a lot to do with it. The moment the co-pilot is looking for the parachute, go find a parachute.
Yeah, it's over. It's time to blow that thing up. This is what it's time to do. Steph, bring Steph in. Steph, bring me a wish list. I tell Steph to bring me a wish list.
You know how much money they're spending already? You know,
well, first of all, Clay didn't sign that extension, and that
does help.
No, well, yeah, what helps the team, it don't help Clay because he's never going to see that money again because he's awful now. He's washed up. He's done. Those are the injuries. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I tell Steph to give me a wish list, and I get to work. Now, again, it's called a wish list for a reason, which means you're not going to get everything on there that you want. But I go on there and I start trying to rebuild with veterans around my star and everybody else kick rocks.
How long do you think Steph has?
Well, considering he just shoots 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I think it's worth rebuilding.
Hell, I just saw LeBron take off from the free throw line.
That's really the answer. Did you guys see LeBron? Hey, we'll talk about a little after 8 o'clock, but on the other side, the NFL gumbo has percolated down to playoff lines. Let's look forward. I'll give you the times and dates of the NFL playoff games right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Check out the Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
If you're San Antonio, there are benefits that come along with it. I will cut you the front of the line. We're going to hike the return.
On 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
And now another no-brainer money-saving tip from Progressive.
Marcus, what happened?
I was changing my oil and I spilled some on the floor.
Oh, well, use these $50 bills to wipe it up.
Perfect. Got any more?
Yeah, take a couple hundred.
Stop. Instead of using money, use an old rag. And here's a better tip from Progressive on how not to waste money. Don't pay too much for car insurance. Drivers who switch and save could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Don't miss out on limited time appliance deals during the closeout event at Lowe's. Get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an extra $100 when you spend $999 or more on all major appliances. Hurry, these deals are too good to last long. Shop in-store or online today. Because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 1/4 through 1/24. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for details.
Here in San Antonio, if our football teams aren't winning, we make changes. So if you're losing against your non-energy efficient windows, call Maverick Windows at 800-972-3631 and get a free quote for new energy efficient windows. That's 800-972-3631.
Hey, Mark, remember, getting help from Progressive is so easy. You can use the mobile app to chat with us online or call us.
And you pick now to tell me.
I couldn't miss Little Grace's ballet recital. Oh, thanks for inviting me, by the way.
Did I?
Because you know I'm always here for you.
Yeah. I can use the mobile app if I need help. Sorry, you're in my wife's seat, though?
Oh, yeah, I gotta go anyway. Tell Grace she nailed her chassé.
Get the help you need from Progressive with our mobile app, online chat, or over the phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing to keep the Grinch away from the toy drive.
Who's going to deliver the toys to the kids?
What about me, the Grinch?
No.
Yep, even easier than that. You steal the presents one time. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Capital One NA, member FDIC. Copyright Dr. Seuss Enterprises. Copyright Turner Entertainment Company.
Joe Reinagle here. I want to tell you about something that has completely changed my life. I had vision correction surgery at Parkhurst New Vision. The results are amazing. The readers are a thing of the past. Hey, if you're like me and tired of those glasses, call Parkhurst New Vision at 210-585-2020. They offer a variety of services like vision correction surgery. So call Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020, or get them online at sanantoniolasik.com.
Jackson Hewitt has a plan to get your tax refund fast with a buck here, buck there, here buck, there buck, everywhere buck.
You don't have to wait weeks for your tax refund. Get money sooner with a no-fee refund advance loan at Jackson Hewitt.
On this loan, there's a money today guarantee. E-I-E-I-Do.
Don't settle for chicken feed. Get fast bucks at Jackson Hewitt today. No-fee refund advance loans by Republic Bank offered to eligible clients. Money today guarantee if approved for a loan on a prepaid card. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. Find your purpose, find your why. At the Y, you'll find more than just a place to work out, with opportunities to connect with neighbors and give back to your community. You'll discover a great sense of purpose too. Join the Y now through January 14th for Wellness Week at any YMCA location.
Dave Ramsey here from my friends over at Connecticut in San Antonio. Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy. So there's no computer to break, fewer moving parts, and it works only when you need it. It was even voted most efficient water softener in the world by the Water Quality Association. The team at Connecticut San Antonio can test your water, install a system, and provide treatment, all without stepping a foot inside your home.
I'm Chris Canepa of Connecticut and San Antonio in the Hill Country. I'll let you try a Connecticut quality water softener for 90 days absolutely free. Call us at 656-PURE, that's 656-7873, or visit us on ConnecticutSA.com.
And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
KTFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for the Aggies. San Antonio's Sports Center.
The playoffs are set, and the Dallas Cowboys are the 2 seed and NFC East champions. They'll face the Packers in Jerry World this Sunday. The Houston Texans are part of the postseason as they beat Indianapolis to win the AFC South. They bring the Browns into Energy Stadium. And tonight, Michigan, Washington, Energy Stadium right here on San Antonio Sports Star. The pregame gets going at 5:30.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh, my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up. So wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the left-hand slam. I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I kiss excellence.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning.
It's R&R in the morning, a Monday edition, a championship Monday edition, as it is a college football championship kind of day. Gay, you should go to a Rue Pub to celebrate. That's where the Blitz will be today. Get there early. Game will be going early. We'll get off there at 5:30 to get you all ready for it. But the festivities will go on all evening long as Michigan and Washington go at it. The game you can catch live right here on the Star. We're talking college football in about 30 minutes. But first, it is Black Monday. It is the end of the regular season. It is the beginning of a brand new work year for a lot of folks. News is breaking pretty quick. How many coaches have we lost so far this morning?
A.J. Smith and Ron Rivera.
Done and
but we
done.
lost Frank Wright also. We lost a lot of Brandon Staley and Bob Myers, former Warriors GM, joined the Commanders. So I guess he's going to help bring in the next coach.
Yeah. And I was wrong on his job responsibilities. There's defined him. He's going to be part of staffing.
Yeah, he's going to. So they'll use Bieniemy for their Rooney Rule interview and then hire somebody else. It's like, hey, come on in here, man. Sit down. What's your plans?
Yeah, how you been?
Appreciate you, man. You did a great job this season.
Yeah,
we'll be in touch.
Yeah. We won't move your parking place. Saturday, 3:30, Browns and Texans. Well, that'll be followed on Saturday on a streaming-only game.
Huh?
Peacock. Only way you can watch that, it will be streamed on the Peacock. Yes, Dolphins, Chiefs. Don't want to scare anybody, just prepping you.
But it's got to be somewhere else.
Well, there's a lot of people probably went and found HBO Max to find anything on Ken's, because I understand that fight's still going on with DirecTV. But if you're looking for the Dolphins Chiefs, you better be able to stream, because that's all you get. On Sunday, we'll start the day early with Steelers Bills. The Packers Cowboys will be at 3:30, and the evening game will be Rams Lions. Monday night, we'll get a Monday night playoff game as the Eagles travel to Tampa to take on the Buccaneers. Boy, I'm going to enjoy next Monday night. That's going to be.
Well, I'm stuck, Rob. Hold up. Like you said a whole lot after it. I'm stuck on this Peacock thing.
Yeah. The world is changing.
Now, the face of is Patrick Mahomes still the face of the league? Yes or no?
Yes.
Why would you? Is that why you doing this?
Yes.
Because it's like, okay, well, this is a way to drive traffic to.
I don't know if it was a preordained, we are going to get the AFC yada yada game. I would assume that was what it was, and let the chips fall where they may. That's how I would deal with it.
Oh, so you think this was predetermined by like, hey, this slot is going to Peacock.
Peacock, whether it's the Chiefs whether it's Buffalo.
I want Tyreek Hill versus Patrick Mahomes.
Should be front and center broadcast,
on
terrestrial,
NBC.
everywhere.
Yes. I don't even know if I have Peacock.
That's why I'm warning you.
What? See, I'm all for change, Robin. I'm all for moving forward. Let me be old guy right now. Can I be Joe Rodnagel right now?
It's true, man.
No. Under no circumstances should Patrick Mahomes be on Peacock. That's NBA TV. You know, in the playoffs when they put the game on NBA TV and that's the game no one cares about?
Yeah,
that's how I feel about this. And I know what world we're in. But I'm going to be old rocking chair guy on this. No.
You imagine Bezos going, what the hell?
Yeah. No. This is unacceptable, Roger Goodell. And it's Miami has no chance.
Oh, it's going to be frozen.
It's going to be 0?
Yeah, it's going to be.
Oh, the Chiefs win by 50.
It's going to be frozen.
The Dolphins can't play in cold weather.
You think Kelsey's old ass going to be able to move around in that?
Yeah, you got Taylor Swift skinny ass to warm him up.
You and I both know that ain't the case.
Peacock.
I'm telling you, the world is changing. Streaming. That's why whenever
that's dumb.
Like yesterday. First of all, I couldn't get on the group chat during the game because I was behind. You know, you get behind and you
it's the worst.
Kept having to walk
I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to go. I don't want to go through 50 messages
and look down and see what's going on. But even when we're all on it together and I'm streaming, I'm probably 45 seconds.
See,
behind.
so you don't look because you don't want to know what's going to happen.
I'm behind. Yeah. You guys are ahead of me, like by sometimes 30, 45 seconds. Like I'm fast forwarding. Like, am I lagging? Did I
look? This is what you know. If Minix is doing play-by-play in the chat, the Cowboys are playing well.
Yes.
That's the only time he does play-by-play in the chat. Boom! Dak! Michael with the sack. Down go the Eagles. Like, that's the only time Jason's in the chat. When they're getting their ass handed to him, that's when Jason's phone don't work. His phone don't work. He busy. He making stuffed pork chops from Tri-County. You know what I mean? Like that. But when they're doing well, boom!
He was busy yesterday.
Dak, what a drive! Like, get out of here, bro. Where were you during Miami and Buffalo game? Couldn't find you in the chat. But no, I'm stuck on Peacock. What's your thoughts on Houston season? I'm talking about from the hire. Remember, they threw a parade for DeMeco Ryans. Like literally threw DeMeco Ryans a parade, and we're like, damn, they wanted DeMeco. Well, turns out that parade was warranted.
I can't, in my recent memory, think of any franchise in any sport that had a better year.
All around, from the draft, the hiring of DeMeco, the hiring of the staff.
And keep in mind, you measure success depending on where you are in life.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, they didn't, every team talks about the Super Bowl, but they knew Super Bowl. That's silly. So what is an appropriate goal? And whatever the appropriate goal that they said by January the 8th, or by the time this season is done, what do we want to have accomplished so that we can say that step is taken? What is next? They took that step back in November. This is house money. This is as good as it could have been, considering the adversity they went through, considering the injuries. And they have this seat of the pants, almost everything going to explode at any second kind of play to them, because they have a quarterback who has aged in dog years. He is an old soul.
A couple things on CJ. Number one, in a must win, essentially a playoff game, you go 20 or 26, 264, 2 touchdowns. But I remember in training camp, Rob and I, we were making fun of the Texans because they kept telling us that this kid was a Hall of Famer, but DeMeco wouldn't name him a starter. He's the real deal. But every time I see him, I'm like, dude, CJ looks 12. He cried. First of all, I didn't know like you could get so attached to a team this early. He cried in his post-game interview yesterday.
I didn't see that.
Literal tears. Dude teared up during his on-field.
What was the question? They
were reflecting
just
on
the
the
enormity of the moment that he had done.
Reflecting on the season.
Yeah, man. House money. No one goes into the offseason with more steam, with more optimism. I don't care, even Super Bowl champ than the Texans will, because they're only getting better.
Yeah, I'm pulling for him, but I'm pulling for him, but I don't think they're going to beat the Cleveland Browns.
That being said, you're right. It's going to be. Yeah.
But will we be shocked? No.
That's
a media trick. What you say is, no, I don't think they'll win, but I wouldn't be shocked if they did.
I think
that's how you cover yourself.
The Cleveland defense is eating raw meat. Those dudes are mean. This is the best defense playing.
Oh yeah,
going away.
That's not even up for debate.
And that's including Baltimore, who I don't know what you make yesterday.
Oh, stop.
I mean
who cares?
That's a blood feud. I appreciated the way that they promoted that game yesterday, because it had that sense of a high school district football game amongst two teams that were good but not great.
Right.
but had something to prove. It was a fun football game to watch, and the outcome of that is the Steelers get to travel to play Buffalo. Buffalo takes care of Miami last night, though.
Yeah, Buffalo ended the season really strong, and now you get a game at home. But Pittsburgh is playing really well. They found something in Mason Rudolph. But I'm just looking at the storylines. You get Tyreek going back to Kansas City, Green Bay and Dallas, obviously because of the McCarthy ties. The Rams swapped quarterbacks with Detroit. Philly and Tampa, I don't really see no storyline there other than Tampa could possibly win that game.
What do you make of? I tried to watch some of the Eagles.
I didn't watch 1 second. I didn't watch 1 second of that game
Now-
because I didn't know if the Eagles were really trying or not.
Did you see Jalen's hand?
That finger was mangled.
No,
it's just one thing on top of, like, they say poop rolls downhill. Philly is evidence of that. Like, they need a break. I think it'd be almost best for them to lose versus Tampa and just get the hell away from each other. It is a mess. Remember, like 5 weeks ago, Rob, we're like, hey, well, the Cowboys got some things to think about because, Philly's, they're going to win out. Remember when we had those talks? Oh, Philly's going to win out. Cowboys have no shot at the division. Remember, it was like a 2% chance at that time. And here we are.
Is Nick Sirianni a product of his initial round of hires, who has now been exposed because his coordinators have all left?
I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna be fair to Cowboy fans. I'm not gonna give Jalen Hurts that pass. I'm not. He got paid. He's been to a Super Bowl. You don't get to use. We ain't using that excuse for Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield's had 12 coordinators. All right, there's a lot of quarterbacks in this league that have had multiple coordinators. I'm not gonna let Jalen off the hook. He was awful this year. Let's call a spade a spade. He sucked this year. And it would be unfair for me not to say so. And I'm not giving them the court. Dak Prescott has a new coordinator as well.
Does this absolve Sirianni?
No, he's at fault too. But I mean, he has enough equity. With you coming off of a Super Bowl. Now they fired Doug Peterson after winning one.
Well, what happens if they roll down to Tampa and retread Baker Mayfield, takes him to town? What happens there? I don't believe he should be fired.
No,
I think he's got enough credit, but yikes, man. This is a collapse of biblical proportions.
As he's dealing with a weird locker room.
Speaking of things that need to get fixed, I wonder what you do with that locker room. You just run it back and hope for the best?
This is the scary part about having a dynamic wide receiver. You hope they never go A.J. Brown. You hope they never go Terrell Owens. You hope they never go Antonio Brown. But right now, A.J. Brown is being Antonio Brown. He's being Terrell Owens. He's cursing people out, blaming people, showing people up, and then coming to the podium the next day and saying, I'm passionate. Shut up. We're all passionate about some, AJ. You don't get to be an ass because you're passionate. Hopefully after CeeDee gets his money, that won't happen.
Well, Draymond Green, he's passionate. He's back. Spurs went down. Let's look at what happened yesterday, what to look forward to. There's a huge game around the bend on Wednesday.
No.
Is it a GED test? Is it a midterm exam on the way to what we expect? We'll look at what we've seen over the last couple of weeks, an uptick in fun. And don't forget, in 15 minutes, we're talking college football championships. As we sit, the Pac-12 is 1-3 in national championship games, having lost 3 straight. Will they get off the schneid? We'll talk about that at 8:30. But next, the Spurs continue to struggle along. We'll tell you how it went next here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The NFL playoffs are here.
Read all about it, baby. One last drive.
Wild card, divisional, conference championship, and Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas. Hear it on your exclusive home for the NFL playoffs and the Super Bowl. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson. I'm a personal injury attorney, and since 1994, I've been helping people and their families seriously injured or killed by negligent drivers. My website, alawyerforus.com. I use that phrase because I know that there's no way a regular San Antonian can possibly beat $1 billion insurance company alone. You will need an experienced attorney to stand up for you and get what you and your family deserve. This month, my father will retire after 50 years of practicing law, doing what he taught me to do. Help people in need. Stand up for the people that cannot. Use the skills you have to help the people in your community when and where you can. As my father told me a long time ago, insurance companies are not trying to get to heaven. They're trying to make a profit. You cannot blame a lion for being a lion. Hire a hunter to help you. That's me. If you or a family member has been seriously injured because of a negligent driver, call me, Jason Thompson, as soon as you can after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or check out my website, alawyerforus.com.
Hey, folks, Rich Eisen here. So this football season's really heating up. And the guys on my show, they're having a blast with Prize Picks. And now with basketball season in full swing, they're able to pick combo projections across both sports. Join them on prizepicks.com/primetime. Easy gameplay and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what they tell me makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. And right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Brockman is loving that aspect. He's hooked. And all you need to do is visit prizepicks.com/primetime and use code primetime. That's code primetime at prizepicks.com/primetime for a first deposit match up to $100. Don't be left on the sideline this basketball season. Go to Prize Picks. Daily fantasy sports made easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
If you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
This is Mommy's jam.
then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
And now another no-brainer money-saving tip from Progressive.
It looks like your luggage is over 50 pounds. Is there anything you can take out?
Oh, yeah. Let me just toss all these $20 bills.
Great. Let me grab you a trash can.
Stop. Instead of throwing money away, move some clothes into a carry-on. And here's a better tip from Progressive on how not to waste money. Don't pay too much for car insurance. Drivers who switch and save could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Are you tired of going to the dentist over and over again? Hi, I'm Dr. Andrew Mueller, Chief Oral Surgeon at Doctor's Implants.
We have put a lot of money into fixing my teeth over and over and over again, a filling or a crown or this or that.
At Doctor's Implants, replacing your teeth with full mouth dental implants might be the long-term solution you're looking for.
The 6-Hour Smile is a permanent full mouth teeth replacement. Your new smile will be custom designed to fit your face and lifestyle and will look and function just like regular teeth. You won't need to remove them from your mouth overnight, and you won't need adhesive to keep them in place. Eat freely and smile confidently again. Research them at doctorsimplants.com. Receive a complimentary doctor's consultation and CT scan when you call 210-640-0000. Again, that's 210-640-0000.
Home of the 6-Hour Smile.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting roles for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or price stopped. Opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Homeowners, this is not a drill. Do not put off replacing old, broken, drafty windows in your home one more day. Renewal by Andersen, the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies, can transform your home, fixing common issues like hot or cold rooms or sky-high energy bills. Renewal by Andersen's Fibrex windows and doors combine the strength and insulation of wood plus the low maintenance and durability of vinyl, guaranteed to never fade, flake, blister, or peel. These are truly your forever windows, backed by Renewal by Andersen's industry-leading warranty coverage. Just text WARM to 200-300 for your free consultation on top quality affordable windows or patio doors for no money down, no payments, and no interest for a year. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings are only in January. Text WARM to 200-300 right now. Text the word WARM to 200-300. Don't wait. Text WARM to 200-300.
Good morning, everybody. Joe Reinigal here. Coming up on the Blitz, the Cowboys have done it. They've secured the #2 seed in the NFC. Now it's time to focus on the playoffs. We'll talk a lot about that when we're live out at the Root Pub we're there because there's a national championship game taking place tonight. Who you got, Michigan or Washington? We're going to talk about that as well. But, fellas, I got to ask you, do either one of you have the stones to take the Huskies tonight?
Stones? I don't think it takes stones to take the Huskies.
So either. A
What
puncher's chance, right? For sure.
What's the line?
Well, that
Somebody
ain't-
give me the
that
line.
ain't pretty. Now, keep in mind what I'm looking at is 24 hours old. But
You can tell we're not gamblers. A gambler will be able to tell you right away.
Yeah.
We're not big gamblers.
What do we got here? 4.5. Michigan at 4.5. Total 55.5 over.
I don't know about the over under. I don't know how that's going to play out. But
That's a lot of points.
If they got Michigan 4.5, I'm taking Washington all day long. Now again, I suck at betting. As pledge, I owe my chicken fried steak dinner. I got to get him that.
Michigan has a 74% chance to win according to ESPN analytics, and that's by 9 points or better.
Yeah, I have the stones. If I was a gambling man, I'd take Washington to cover that. I might take Washington money line. I think they win this game.
Does the team with the best quarterback always win?
No.
Yeah.
Most times.
Because they do have the better quarterback. Right? Yeah, they do.
J.J. McCarthy's decent.
He good.
He plays his role well for
He
them.
good. How tall is Corum? About 5'1"?
2.
2.
He's taller, a little bit taller than Deuce Vaughn.
I wouldn't want to tackle him. We'll talk about it in just a couple of minutes. That is indeed a championship day, a day celebrated with those at the Rue Pub. The Blitz will be broadcasting and live, getting you ready for championship Monday night.
Are you going to go have a Wimby burger?
I may. We're kind of getting things back into gear around that casa.
Oh yeah, you got that wolf there. You can't leave him there.
I got responsibilities, Rudy. You know, all this rain just makes things that much worse. Spurs spent. I wonder if they spent the night in Cleveland.
I hope not.
Had an early kick. If y'all forgot, they did play at noon yesterday as the NFL was winding down.
Yeah, the Cowboy game was so bad. I was like, okay, I told my 5-year-old, she watches TV with me sometimes. I was like, let's watch the Spurs. She's like, cool, let's watch the Spurs. And I was like, oh, cool. I'm glad I flipped over because the Cowboy game was terrible. Not because of them.
What time did Cleveland play? The football team. Were they at 3 o'clock?
No, it was the noon kick.
So the NBA scheduled the last regular season.
It lets you know. Exactly.
I wonder how many Cleveland fans were watching the Cavaliers. Come
Just
from
the
behind.
ones that got free tickets.
Hold the lead, come from behind, hold off, however you want to parse it. Take a late win after a
But Cleveland
misplaced
rested
pass.
everybody, though.
Yeah, no.
The Browns, yeah. So it's cool. Anyway.
Maybe that was enough. But the Spurs went down last night yet again, and I think they're focusing on an entirely different subject. I think they're looking forward. I think they have their eyes pointed to Detroit on Wednesday night. There could be only one.
Again, I got 2 wins this week. They beat Detroit Wednesday. They beat Charlotte Friday.
Bigger news
we'll go from there.
for the Golden State. Draymond returning or Chris Paul leaving?
Draymond returning. Chris Paul getting hurt. That's par. That's unfortunate. I don't wish injuries on anybody, but it's just he's been broken down for a long time. Every year something strange happens to him.
Can I say that very quietly and secretly in the back of my Spur brain, I kind of hoped that we'd make a move
for Chris Paul?
For Chris Paul. I thought it would be kind of poetic that he could close his career down, not with a lot expected of him, and give him an opportunity to kind of
well, until he eventually would have gotten hurt here, they would be better. I mean, we saw what he did with that Oklahoma team 4 or 5 years ago. We took them to the playoffs.
Well, we're not them, and he ain't him,
right?
Anymore.
Not that. But they would have been. Wemby would be better.
Yes, and in my heart of hearts, I thought, I've never been a fan. There's been a lot of reasons and a lot of things, but a lot of water under the bridge. And I know what he could bring to this team. It would help. It would have mattered. Now, does it make them playoff caliber? No, they're not going to be Oklahoma City, but it felt like that would be an easy get. They're done. They're cooked. Golden State is done. That whole story is written. So
they had a great run.
Yeah, and Paul will be available. The salary's a mess, but that's not going to happen now. Draymond is imminent to return. He's not immediate. They're talking about getting him in game shape. Kerr's done. He's not getting along with his players now.
Kuminga hates him. They haven't done a good job of developing. You talk about a team that hasn't done a good job of developing their youth. It's been Golden State. They missed on Wiseman. Looney's like, Kuminga, Kerr, for whatever reason, hates him. They got Jordan Poole up out of there after he was supposed to be what I thought was Klay Thompson's replacement. They chose Draymond Green over Jordan Poole.
There was a poll that's sitting around on ESPN Plus. Ask a variety of pundits and failed and
I have
fired,
a pole in my face.
Fired general managers who should be and who is on the trading block. Who are the most likely names to be
Who we got?
moved? You got names like R.J. Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly already have moved.
RJ looks comfortable in Toronto. He dropped 37 last night.
But he still could pass through. There's Zach LaVine always hanging around on the outside.
I'll take him. I'd like Zach LaVine in the uniform down here with Wemby.
There's after that, it's all
no-name guys.
Well, DeJounte has been mentioned. His name's kind of floating around out there, but
I saw that.
That's not anything for the Spurs to be a part of. It's not like there's a lot to be gotten. So when you think about what are the Spurs going to do, it's going to be guys that are at the end of a bench that are wasting time and are running out of contract length, and it's not going to be pretty. Whatever they do.
They're not. Again, all their moves, real like as far as like future moves, will be done in June and July. Trade deadline, they may do something here and there, but it won't be anything significant to the future of the team.
You brought up R.J. Barrett. He's looking good.
Looks great in Toronto. He's from Canada. He's a Canadian though. He's at home.
He's getting some poutine.
Yeah. He's at home. Better weed.
Legal.
I'm told.
Legal.
I'm told. I've never been to Toronto.
And,
it's on the bucket list.
Evidently, you don't have to pay for the doctor.
You have to pay for the doctor.
And there's maple syrup flowing from every fountain. No matter where you go, there's just maple syrup everywhere. Yeah. And flannel. You have to wear flannel.
And where's Niagara Falls? Is that at the edge of Toronto?
You look across the river and you're looking at you're not really looking at Toronto, but you're looking at Canada.
Oh, okay. Did you ever go check out the Von Erichs this weekend?
I have yet to venture out.
You slacking, dude.
I watched the Golden Globes last night. I will say this as we go to break. I know we owe you one. We're talking college football in a second. Who you like? Poll is up. We'll tell you why. And some very interesting numbers behind this game that you might want to pay attention to if you're betting. I think in the modern era of awards, the more interesting category is no longer movies. I think the more interesting category that really affects my life is the 8-episode one-off series. That to me has become the most interesting genre in entertainment, not the movies. I don't know.
That's just what you're into.
I'm just saying, when you watch the Golden Globes, I think because people went away from the movies for a while, so a lot of those ideas might have been stretched out and improved over 8 episodes instead of 2.5, 3.5, 4 hours. The Atomic Bomb movie that won all kinds of awards last night, Oppenheimer. That movie's like 3.5 hours long.
I'm not watching that.
Well, see, that's why I think they're making these. They come up with these movies. And they go, you know what? We could stretch this into 8 episodes.
Oh,
and I think that's a more interesting category for me.
It's a better way to get me.
It is. It is. And you look at who was competing in those versus best movie. Those had much more interesting stories. And
did Jennifer Lawrence win? I liked her movie.
She did not. And there was a lot of reasons why we liked it. And go Google Merkin, and we'll take a break. Coming back, once you're adorned in a merkin, we're going to talk some college football. Who's going to win tonight and how? It's your last chance to win some money. We'll see if we can help you. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the Cowboys took care of business yesterday. They're the number 2 seed in the NFC, and now it's time to look to the playoffs.
Plus, we'll talk about the Houston Texans and tonight's national championship game at Michigan against Washington. The Blitz live out at the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road, starting at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
At George Salinas Injury Lawyers, our motto is simple. George gets justice. But what does that mean for you? It means you get an award-winning team of attorneys who will fight for everything taken from you so that you can get back to what matters in life. When we say George gets justice, it's just not a motto. It's a commitment to you. Call us at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard. Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun.
fun isn't hard.
Right. Babbel's interactive lessons, podcasts, games, and more make it fun and engaging, so you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life. You can choose from topics like travel, business, relationships, and more. You'll learn what matters most to you. Plus, Babbel's lessons are designed to get you speaking right away. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations.
Just 3 weeks. Even better.
Since Babbel's lessons are designed by language experts and voiced by real native speakers, you'll get the accents just right and be able to carry on conversations with confidence.
Learning a language with Babbel doesn't take long.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
Start learning a new language today. Go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
You're all set with your Medicare prescriptions, Mrs. Brown.
This is not just low-cost copays at Walgreens.
I can actually help you set up 90-day refills if you want.
This is having a partner you can trust. Get low-cost copays, 90-day refills, and delivery from your neighborhood Walgreens. This is being independent. Together. Walgreens.
Restrictions apply. For details, see walgreens.com/pharmacy.
Here in Texas, the heat is relentless. The storms are serious. The hail is insane. Texas weather doesn't do anything halfway, and neither should your roofer. Hi, I'm Joe Reinigal. You know, your roof protects your home and your family. So whether you need a simple repair or a roof replacement, metal or composition, you need a roofer you can trust. That's Stevens Roofing. They're reputable, reliable, and have always been your local roofer. Call Stevens Roofing today for a free estimate. 210-785-0994 or go online at stevensroofing.net.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Are you curious about QC Kinetics? Let me tell you what we do.
That's Dr. Daniel Zuckerman, a medical director at QC Kinetics.
We treat people who have joint pain, and we use your body's healing properties, the things that you already have in you, in your blood, to heal your knee pain, your joint pain, your shoulder pain, your back pain. You have everything that you need in you already.
The same natural process that heals a cut on your finger also works inside your body.
And so what we do at QC Kinetics is take those healing properties, concentrate them down from your body and put them where they need to go. We are the experts in regenerative medicine. That's all we do.
And best of all, there's no surgery, no downtime, or harmful drugs.
This is the future of medicine.
And your consultation is completely free. Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com. R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, good morning to you.
Top of the morning to all at the bottom of the hour. That's a nice fleece you got. Is that Christmas gift?
It is. And it's one of those like Nike lab kind of things. It's weird material.
Is it itchy?
It's kind of on my neck. It is kind of itchy.
It's giving me itchy vibes.
It's got a weird
like it's nice, but it's giving me itchy.
It's real thin, but it's made to like keep you warm.
See, the collar gives me grandma blanket vibes too.
It's got a little bit of puff to it. And if you want to see, go to our YouTube feed, and you'll see that while it I think it looks quite nice. It's rather itchy. You got to make sure you're shaved.
Well, it's nice though, because I know what Nike gear costs. It ain't cheap.
This was you think I'd buy this as a gift? It probably came from an outlet store somewhere south of Waukegan. Where's
Waukegan?
Illinois. I don't know why that. You know why it came to mind?
Why?
On my Netflix feed, it said movies that you might like. And the first one was Blues Brothers.
Okay.
And I had to.
Okay.
Because Netflix told me to. And then right next to it was Monty Python, Life of Brian.
Anything interesting? Any series interesting you watching right now?
Yeah, there's a couple. Man, there's a lot that's out right now. We're enjoying Fargo. Fargo's been really good.
So we're behind because again, we heard about how bad it was. Not bad, but how maybe inappropriate it was. So we never watched it, but our daughter was gone. Our teenager was gone for a while. So we finally tapped into Euphoria. And my God.
I feel like I shouldn't be allowed to watch that. It's just,
Rob,
it's too much going on. Yeah, too much going on there.
I never seen so many teenage schlongs.
Yeah, there's a lot of
teenage schlongs.
Yeah, a lot of
like it's
front and
weird.
center
I'm like,
nudity.
no, Tati's not watching this.
Yeah,
like, and I know she's already advanced and she knows way more than I know, but it's just Euphoria was deep. Like it was like Euphoria is like, I'm like, whoa, this is a bit much. I'm like, are high school kids going through this?
See, our generation, you know what our generation's porn was? Other than porn, because we didn't have access to no. on HBO back in the day, they used to have a show called Real Sex.
Oh, I loved Real Sex.
See, Real Sex
was awesome.
Our
dog.
Euphoria.
Yes.
It was that
Because
you
they
knew when that was
interviewed this
coming up,
random couple.
and there was all kinds
we
of
just
weird.
did it in the cab.
Yeah, it was all kinds of weird. That was back
Real
in the late
Sex was
80s,
dope.
early 90s.
It was dope.
We
I
had
love
that.
that show.
Kids today have the Euphoria, same network.
Euphoria is it's scary. If you have a teenager, you're like, there's no way this is going on at teenager parties. No way.
Come on, Rudy.
I wasn't doing drugs, Rob. All honesty, I'm not just saying that because I'm on radio. Like, I wasn't in high school going to parties and doing drugs and depressed.
Good.
Hey, Ryan, he was like, well, good for you, Mr. Goody Two Shoe.
No.
I was.
I was going to say something that's very unique to.
What's up?
Because my experience was, and this is a broad scope, and
Yeah,
it's
go ahead.
not we weren't rich enough to have those kind of problems.
That's the thing, right? See, so this show is based on some bunch of rich kids that have access.
We didn't have enough money to
We
have the
pulled-
problems they had.
So my buddies maybe could pull together $5 to get like a dime bag
Yeah,
of some dirt
we
weed. That was
weren't
it.
wealthy enough to get hooked on coke because my God, we couldn't afford. I mean, what I'm saying is, we had our own problems. Don't get me wrong; things were rough, but we weren't rich enough to deal with the Euphoria problems.
Okay.
So I don't identify
see
with
what you're
those
saying.
problems. We had our own issues.
I see what you're
But
saying.
I think back then we were a little bit more. It was a very different time.
Yeah, I know.
We went and saw a movie called The Last American Virgin. We were raised on Porky's.
Porky's was bad.
So our attitudes about sex were shaped in a very different way than they were. I mean, our generation.
Yeah, then there's that.
But then this generation has access to everything in the world on the palm of their hand, and we did not.
Oh, the palm. You're right about that.
I mean-
See, and it's funny we're talking about kids and parenting because, you know, Ryan here, our digital hero,
yes,
he has a newborn. And he's talking about all the problems. Like, I don't want him on the iPad. This, that. I'm like, bro, let me tell you something.
The world is
the real
different.
problems don't happen until they say, hey, Dad, I want to go to a party and Dave's going to pick me up. That's when that's when the real, like, you know, like I'd be laughing at these parents like, oh, I got to keep on his schedule and no McDonald's and no too much screen time. Dude, that is a breeze. When they start talking, especially with me, with girls, when they, you know, the makeup comes and the boy comes and she starts to get a booty, that's when the problems, like, dude, enjoy this, bro. The problem is teenagers. That's when the real parenting starts because you got to give them a little bit of leash, but at the same time, you're like,
the problem with
I like where do you draw the line? That's where the parenting comes in, bro. This part is easy, I promise you.
I will tell you, in my experience, if you build the right foundation, it's not as hard as you think.
True.
And you're going to look back on
That's
it and go,
true.
it could have been a lot worse.
Very true.
You know what I mean? But given, we'll just leave it at that.
No, say it.
I'm just saying, Euphoria is a difficult watch. I can't imagine sitting in with my teenage daughter watching that.
No, she didn't watch it with us. It was just me and my wife, and we were just looking at each other like, oh my God. But you're right. We don't got the money for her to
those problems
purchase fentanyl and
well, that's a whole other level of frightening. An entire level of frightening. Who you got tonight? That's
Who do
really
I got
where
tonight?
We started.
Washington.
Are you excited about tonight? Let's be realistic here, because the playoff preface, the numbers were through the roof. I mean, the Alabama-Michigan game was a massive draw, nearly 30 million. I mean,
that's crazy.
It was as big as they could have hoped for.
Those are two national brands, though.
Now, the Texas-Washington game, not so much. It was the late game, but you do expect a fair amount of Michigan fandom to come out of the woodwork tonight to kind of bolster the viewership. I do think this is going to be one of the probably top 10 viewed football games in the last 25, 30 years.
To answer your first question, yes, I'm excited because Michigan's really good and I love watching Washington play. So yes, I'm excited. Do I think it's going to be 27 million? No. Only way they get to 27 million is if you have a game that comes down to the last 3 minutes, because that's where the ratings kick in, fourth quarter, last 3 minutes. So if we have a close game and people's FOMO kicks in because of Twitter, yes, they'll get to 27 million. But if it's one of those games that's really not that close, it's really not that good of a game, no. I don't think it'll be Bama, Michigan.
When I'm checking right, I want to check something.
Now, if it would have been Texas, Bama, part 2, we may have got 30, 40 mil.
So the NBA's playing tonight.
No one's going to care.
The NHL's playing tonight.
Oh, Jason Minnick ain't even watching that.
You don't think they could have cleared the schedule for one night?
You think the NBA should care about college football championship?
Well, I mean,
we got 82 games to play, Rob.
Well, I mean, they can play them tomorrow. I mean, I just find it interesting that Miami and Houston are going to go at it tonight.
I think the NBA realizes they are such a distant third.
That doesn't matter.
Because there's NFL, college, and then I guess you could go back and forth between basketball and football. And hockey's a distant fifth. So basketball understands, like, even if we took tonight off, no one would even notice.
They did give us one game. The Celtics-Pacers game does look interesting at the very least, but everything else is trash.
Now, I'll tell you this. The Celtics and the Pacers are pissed because they want to watch the game. They want to watch Washington and Michigan.
I find it the arrogance, we're going to go ahead and play. Well, it's the national championship game, but, we got fans.
Yeah.
And for those that have tickets, you're going regardless. But when you buy them and you schedule to go, oh, wait, that's Monday the 8th? I think I'm going to be busy.
Are you excited? You didn't answer your own question.
I
get the feeling you're indifferent. I get the feeling if something cool came up and if someone said, hey, Rob, I got some tickets to go see whoever. You want to go? You'd go.
This isn't a letdown like last year.
What was last year?
Remember, we were hoping TCU could figure something out.
God. We were at Rue Pub.
Yeah.
And the TCU fans left at halftime.
The Dugan effect. And we saw all that. We didn't realize they just cracked the Michigan code.
Right.
I think that there is a potential for this game to be a whole lot of fun. Because
I agree.
The way that Washington believes they can win a football game, even when they're way down, because that's all they do is come from behind. So I think if it's a striking distance game going into the middle of the third, one of those things, it could be a lot of fun to watch. But I just feel like Michigan is too deep at every position. Like if one guy gets tired, the guy coming in behind him is as good as anybody Washington's got, other than quarterback and wide receiver. I think the running back's bad foot is a problem that they've not really talked about. Remember, he limped off the field to close the game out, and he's been hurt most of the second part of the season. I think that loss is going to make it really tough for a team that I want to win. I'm pulling for them. I want them to take that Pac-12 title and put it up on the wall and know no one will ever do this again, which might be enough.
Looking back at 1-2 seeds in the CFP title game, Rob, 2015, Bama was 2, Clemson was 1, Bama won 45-40. 2016, Clemson, Bama rematch. Clemson won that game. And then Clemson, Bama again in 2018, Clemson destroyed them. And now we got Michigan versus Washington. I forgot Bama and Clemson played 3 times.
And man, those games were boring. Let's hope something comes out of that's a little bit better. How much are they going to talk about Michigan's program tonight? Because by every measure, this is an outlaw program.
At first, when you were first talking about this, I thought it was much to do about nothing. But when I got to thinking about it over the past week or so, the fact that we have a coach that's suspended twice in one season is a bit troubling. It's I can't remember. This has to be a first. Like I can see a coach being suspended for a couple games or something like that one time, but to get suspended twice in the season for two different things is weird. And now that I think about it, Rob, you brought this up last week. They didn't make enough of it. It was almost like they were kind of protecting Jim Harbaugh, and I don't know why.
He means a lot to college football. He means a lot to the Big Ten.
Because remember, during Spygate, we destroyed Belichick. We destroyed Belichick for Spygate. We destroyed Sean Payton for Bountygate, and they were suspended for it. And we talked about it a lot. With Harbaugh, it's kind of like don't ask, don't tell. And then you couple that with the rumors of him possibly going to the pros and him not signing an extension and him hiring an agent that deals specifically with pros. We're just kind of like, hey, man, we're giving Harbaugh like the pop treatment, like, hey, man, don't ask him. You know, you're gonna get cussed out. So it is a tad bit weird. I thought you were making too much of it, but no, it's not enough is being made of what's going on with him in that program and his future.
And at the end of the day, I mean, it's bad. That guy, what's his name, Stallions, purchased tickets to dozens of games from Big Ten schools, 4 non-Big Ten teams that were in college football playoff contention and were playoff contenders, as well as tickets to both 2021 and 22 SEC championship games to record the signs. Toward the end of October, and former Division III player and assistant coach tells ESPN's Dan Murphy the Stallions paid him a couple of $100s and provided him with a ticket to the Michigan home game to record future Wolverines opponents and upload to a shared iPhone photo album.
What?
Also had a guy dressed up as a was it Central Michigan?
Yes.
Coaching garb. That also, that's just one of the investigations. The other was a 3-game ban for recruiting issues and taking his team down to Florida. Is that what this was?
Something like that.
Which, see, none of these things are really, I don't want to say not wrong.
They're wrong.
Yeah, he went too far. I'm trying to defend him, and there's no defense.
No, and the only reason why we can't defend him is because it's like, there's one thing to steal signs. There's a whole nother thing to send a guy in your enemy's uniform and put him down on the sideline. Like the stones of the dude who was actually doing that. That's a whole different thing. But again, regardless of what he was suspended for, he was suspended twice in the season and is on the verge of winning a title. At some point, 10 years from now, are we going to vacate this title because something else came out?
Or will we vindicate him by saying everything he did is okay?
Well, then there's that.
Because most things that got coaches in trouble prior, now it's not only accepted, it's encouraged.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, Rob.
Or if you're not paying, you're not winning.
That too. And there's really when we're paying kids $1 million, what everything should be off the table. Everything should be on the table.
Penix can play himself into a top 10 pick, top 5 pick.
Oh, God. Second or third quarterback at worst taken off the board. Now, where they fall, I don't know because it depends on teams' needs. But he should be at least the second or third quarterback, no worse. Maybe, depending on who you ask, maybe even the first.
In the scroll back up, in the mock draft, according to USA Today, Caleb Williams remains number 1, headed toward the Bears. The Commanders like themselves Drake May. New England likes them Jaden Daniels at 3. Arizona likes
Marvin Harrison.
Let's see, where do we get another quarterback? J.J. McCarthy coming in at 13, a little bit higher ranked,
Penix,
which I find a little surprising.
Is it because of his knee injuries?
Well, I was going to take a tag. Is this only guys that are expected to go or guys that could still declare?
No, these are guys are all declared. They've all declared.
They're coming out regardless.
Right.
So J.J. McCarthy will not be coming back to Michigan no matter what. I was curious if the success or failure of Michael Penix would affect other quarterbacks, whether they stay or win or not.
Well, affect Ewers. This class affected Ewers because there's so many guys coming out this year. Ewers is like, look, if I can come back, win the job, and have a better year, I can make $10 million more because the NFL draft is slotted.
So if McCarthy, who evidently is a first-round draft pick by this,
that's crazy.
If he has a bad game, does that help Ewers, or is Ewers destined to be a third-round pick no matter what happens?
Well, first of all, that's Bleacher Report. Edwin pulled up a Bleacher Report mock draft. Bleacher Report, they're better at graphics than they are at news. Oh, screw their news department. I'm gonna look at Kuipers or look at McShay's. I'll look at theirs before I look at Bleacher Reports. Denver Broncos at 12 taking Penix. Well, they got to take a quarterback. That's Bleacher Report still? Oh gosh, no, I like Bleacher Report. They're good content. Anyway,
don't get me started on Denver. Hey, coming back.
What, you want to fire the coach?
Fire that fool and draft Penix. Yes, I'm telling you that this is the dumbest possible move is to let Russell Wilson walk away. It just the search is never ending, and you've got one in the building, and you'd rather have an old coach who you barely know. You barely know.
Why am I just now hearing this? That you thought Russell Wilson was done wrong? I didn't know that. I didn't know you felt that way.
I don't think he's done enough wrong to be treated the way that he's been treated. That there is still enough in the tank to go chase something that you thought was there. It's still there. You just have hired two coaches who have no concept. None. I thought the job of a coach was to put the players' talents in the best position to make your team successful. And it doesn't appear that's Sean Payton's motive by any stretch of the imagination. That he is intent on tearing Wilson down, not building him up. And I think that's a fatal flaw for any coach, especially when you're spending that kind of money on both of them. It behooves you guys to get the hell along.
Yeah, he really made the way he showed him up and the way he's done him, it really made it seem like, yo, this ain't my fault, it's yours. That's the only part I have a problem with. Like you pretty much said, hey, everything that went wrong this year was Russell Wilson's fault and not mine.
And if Peyton had been in Denver for 8 years and had won conference titles and had proven track record, or if he was in New Orleans and dealing with Russell, say this way works because we have done it here with these guys. But Peyton just got off the bus.
Damn.
And the first thing he did was call out the other coach. First thing he did.
Let me wipe my LASIK and see if this is not Joe Reinagle sitting across from me. Nope, it's Rob. It's Rob. I had to make sure. No, it's Rob.
Well, what made me so mad is I'm looking at all these quarterbacks that teams are desperate to go get, one of which has a Super Bowl winning quarterback standing there. They're paying $500 million to, and they're going to let this guy walk and they're paying him all the money so they can draft Michael Penix.
It's not good.
It just doesn't feel like that's the appropriate thing to do. But, Denver fan. Hey, Tim,
hot take from Rob. I dig it. I can dig it. I didn't know that. I remember you sending in the WhatsApp like, hey, dude, I'm steaming on this Denver situation. I didn't think it was this.
Well, my point there was went off on my wife saying that. And she looked at me like my dog looks at me when I say, what are you doing? Just kind of turned her head sideways and like, okay, I appreciate your passion. We appreciate your passion.
We do.
We do. And to reward such passion, coming back, we will delve very much deep into the world of professional football. But first, it's basketball time, and we have but one request.
What's that?
Wemby, will you shoot the damn ball? We're talking NBA. We're talking Spurs. It's R&R here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Monday night at 5:30, we'll find out who's this year's college football national champion. The #1 Michigan Wolverines versus the #2 Washington Huskies. Presented by Flight by Yingling. College football's national championship game. Monday night at 5:30. And only on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and San Antonio's ESPN 1250.
Shop O'Reilly Auto Parts for do-it-right deals on motor oil, wiper blades, and more. Visit your local O'Reilly Auto Parts or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Yeah, whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
price.
1 in 4 car batteries is weak and needs to be replaced. Let our professional parts people test your battery for free at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Do you ever feel hot spots or cold drafts around your home while watching your favorite team play? Your windows may be to blame. Call Maverick Windows today at 800-972-3631 and sign up for a free quote and get back in the end zone. That's 800-972-3631.
El Guacamole Mexican Grill is serving up your favorite Mexican dish. Visit them today at 25020 Blanco or call 210-499-5364 to place your order. Hot, fresh, made-to-order Mexican dishes. El Guacamole Mexican Grill.
Dave Ramsey here from my friends over at Connecticut in San Antonio. Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy. So there's no computer to break, fewer moving parts, and it works only when you need it. It was even voted most efficient water softener in the world by the Water Quality Association. The team at Connecticut San Antonio can test your water, install a system, and provide treatment all without stepping a foot inside your home.
I'm Chris Canepa of Connecticut and San Antonio in the Hill Country. I'll let you try a Connecticut quality water softener for 90 days absolutely free. Call us at 656-PURE, that's 656-7873, or visit us on ConnecticutSA.com.
And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting roles for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or price stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Homeowners, this is not a drill. Do not put off replacing old, broken, drafty windows in your home one more day. Renewal by Andersen, the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies, can transform your home, fixing common issues like hot or cold rooms or sky-high energy bills. Renewal by Andersen's Fibrex windows and doors combine the strength and insulation of wood plus the low maintenance and durability of vinyl, guaranteed to never fade, flake, blister, or peel. These are truly your forever windows, backed by Renewal by Andersen's industry-leading warranty coverage. Just text WARM to 200-300 for your free consultation on top quality affordable windows or patio doors for no money down, no payments, and no interest for a year. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings are only in January. Text WARM to 200-300 right now. Text the word WARM to 200-300. Don't wait. Text WARM to 200-300.
Most of us go to the doctor when we're sick or need prescriptions refilled. But at the Institute for Functional Health, we offer a different and complete version of primary care. This means you will get the medications you need, but we will also put together a custom game plan to fix the root cause and allow your body to heal itself. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we help people get off of medications. Call me for a free consultation, 468-1891, or online at iffhealth.com. You will experience a doctor's visit unlike any you've ever had. 468-1891.
R&R in the morning is Rob Thompson and Rudy J. Mornings 6 to 10. KTFM Floresville and SASportsStar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
The Dallas Cowboys are your 2 seed and your NFC East champions. They'll face the Green Bay Packers in the first round this weekend from Jerry's World. The Houston Texans also part of the postseason after they won the AFC South, and they will host the Cleveland Browns. But tonight, right here on San Antonio Sports Star, Michigan, Washington, and it all gets going at 5:30 with the pregame.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up. So wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Normally the other way in transition. I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I piss excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning.
It's already 9 o'clock. The day's slipping away from you. Get busy. Don't mind them brake lights. We'll get you where you're going. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. It is a championship kind of Monday. We're getting ready for a fine football game in college football played in Houston, Texas tonight as Michigan and Washington go at it. We'll talk about that in a bit. The Spurs spent the evening in Cleveland, or the afternoon in Cleveland yesterday, losing late, 117-115, going to Detroit for a Wednesday night clash of the Titans, a winner-take-all grudge match, a chain match.
Chain match. Okay.
Like the Von Erichs used to have.
Oh, I forgot about those. Those were pretty cool.
Every now and then you get a good cage match.
It seemed kind of like real blood back in the days, though.
I think that was real. I think wrestling.
Back in the day, it was real.
You ever see where they do the razor blade and they cut themselves? That
Or
alone
catch
is worth
up
watching.
packs.
That alone is worth watching. How important is the game? I mean, in the grand scheme of things, is it more important for them to just beat a team because they're better? Is it more important for the fans to just see a win? Maybe put a win streak together?
I actually think you and I and maybe about 40 YouTubers are the only people watching. Pledger swears up and down the newness and the loveliness is worn off and no one cares right now. Especially because the Cowboys got a chance to get to the NFC Championship game. Like, you couple this horrible record with the fact the Cowboys look like a true contender, you get indifferent. Like, somebody calls you and says, hey, man, I got a couple tickets. Keep in mind how much the ticket prices have dropped as well.
It's true. It's true. The peace of mind that the peace of mind, there's no peace of mind here, but we're to the point, all we can ask is, be competitive, stay close, and beat the teams that are worse than you. And Detroit, by the numbers, are worse.
And there's a station on right now in Detroit saying the same thing we are. Hey, they got 2 more wins than us, but we've been more competitive. We better beat the Spurs this week.
3 games in with Trey Jones as the starter, and returns have been as good as we could have hoped, right? I mean, as good as we could hope would have been some wins, but he did prove to be what most Spurs fans knew that the Spurs were missing.
No, he proved to be better at point guard than Malachi Branham and Jeremy Shohan. That's what he proved. And now, again, the bar isn't that high.
Right.
The bar isn't that high, but he's a much better option.
But
absolutely.
It was a fix. There was something that occurred, whether it be time, whether it be practice, whether it be accountability, whatever. But a change was made that appears permanent now. We've got a couple of games under our belt, and Trey has been announced as a starter. Doesn't mean minutes are bigger, just applying them at a different time. I think that the move for Keldon to the bench, while it hasn't been personally, perfect for him, I think for the team, it has mattered. It has helped.
It helps in the sense that now you don't have, and we never really thought we'd be in this position here in San Antonio because it's always pretty much been a kumbaya thing. Like, nobody really cares. But it just helps everybody get their shots. Like Keldon, Devin, and Victor. Like, if I can split you guys up and stagger you guys, we're not fighting for shots. And again, that's not even, it's weird even having to say that when you're talking about the San Antonio Spurs, but it is what it is. And Keldon's taking the microwave role. That's always going to be my favorite 6-man, Vinny the Microwave Johnson, because he just comes out the bench and he immediately starts shooting. And I think he likes the role, and I think the Spurs like it too. Now, again, he could be a little bit more efficient, but I appreciate the aggressiveness.
I'll tell you what, that's the role we all would just
I wouldn't mind it, especially if I'm finishing the game. Again, I don't care about who starts. If I'm in the game, I want to be in the game in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes left. That's who who the real starters are.
Victor's turning into a point-a-minute guy. He's averaging right about 25 and 25 a night, and his blocks are up. He's up to about 5. He had 5 yesterday, and he's hovering around there as well over the last
5 blocks again.
Yeah, he had 5 yesterday, and right at 24 minutes, 25 points, right in the midst of that, and they were appropriate minutes and appropriate time. So we've got 4 things that I think we can all agree on. That Devin Vassell continues to be the most important, consistent player. Let's say he's the best player on the team as far as NBA skill set. Wemby's improving. Keldon's found his spot, and they've got a point guard. What is next on the tick list of things got to get right?
Get rid of people that you're not using.
Does Zach Collins count as this? Is his absence by injury enough to say maybe it's not that important?
No, I like Zach. I think Zach's a good fit for this season. We'll talk again in June or July. But for this season, I like Zach, what he brings to this team. I have no problem with Zach being on this team right now.
Chetty Osman.
Love Chetty.
No
Chetty
reason
can
to get rid of
stay.
him. He matters.
Chetty can stay. He's fine. We'll get him some mini tacos. I'm good with Chetty.
Doug McDermott.
Get them hell out of here.
Time to go.
Get him the hell out of here. He's a defensive liability. If you're recording DMPs at 50 years old, then why are you here? Other than to be a chaperone on the road.
Now, we are looking at a team that I think Charles Bassey was going to play a role and continue.
Well, Barlow's got those minutes now. Barlow's picked up what role Bassey was going to play, and I think he's done a fairly decent job as well.
Is that enough? Fairly decent?
Yes. On a 5-30 team, yes.
I mean, what I'm getting at, is it worth the experiment of keeping him around in Barlow and Champagne and those guys that, best case scenario, they're Gary Neal? Or is it more, do you?
The thing I'm going to do, considering I didn't know what the hell was going on 2 years ago, the thing I will do for Brian Wright is trust that he has a plan. Because when you sent Derek White away, you got rid of DeJounte Murray, and it was all piecing together so you could, tank for Wemby. At the time, in the moment when it's happening, I'm like, wait, what the hell's going on? Why are they getting rid of Derek White? They just paid him, and I couldn't see. So what I'll do for Brian Wright is I'll trust that he has a plan.
Oh.
They have to have a plan going into this summer.
Rudy, with every passing day,
I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt.
I am losing.
And they're gonna get another great draft pick to go alongside of Wemby. Like we keep forgetting about that. Like they're gonna have another top 5 pick.
They're gonna have
possibly 3.
2 in the top 10, but as we sit right now. I'm just not sure that with every passing day that I trust the fact that we've got the right guy making those decisions. And until proven otherwise, it's going to continue to gnaw at me that, we're angling for draft picks. Do I trust the guy making the decision to make the pick? Because Wemby was easy.
He selected Jeremy, right? At 9.
Mm-hmm. Which, when we look at things that need to be fixed,
9 through 14 is tough for anybody. Anybody can miss 9 through 14. Look, I mean, we had 30 teams miss on Jimmy Butler.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like anybody can miss after 9. Like there's a certain few picks that are like, okay, those are surefire picks. After 6 or 7, it's like, hey, it could be this guy, it could be that guy. So I'm not gonna fault him for that.
I mean, we could get
even Pop missed in the draft.
Yeah, Malachi, Blake, Luka Samanic.
Hey man, even players mess up too.
What's the guy that we're not allowed to talk about? No. Not Kawhi, but the guy who
the
Primo,
the flasher.
Primo. That's 4. That's
what he is.
I'm just saying, looking 2 out of 10, and when we're talking about potential of European guys, what I'm getting at is there's not a lot to look for in the trade deadline because we don't.
Or do we? You want to do it at 10? Take Bronny, get LeBron, Wemby play for you a year, make some money. Want to do it?
And
develop them?
At this point, no.
Why not?
But things haven't gotten bad yet. I can't. Although, let's not get lost in the name. Bronny's playing well. Bronny is a legitimate.
He don't look like a pro to you.
He's a legitimate 2nd-round draft pick, and has just as good a chance.
Because he don't look like a pro to me right now. And he just had a heart attack.
And he spent a year away from basketball. Right. I'm telling you, he looks like a 2nd-round draft pick with an opportunity to play in the NBA. He's not as bad as I thought he was going to be. And I've seen only 2 games, but I'll tell you, he plays defense like his dad.
Well, if the Antetokounmpo brothers can be on a team, Bronny can.
And I think that he can be, and not only be on a team, but I do think he can do some G League things and provide some minutes just because he understands. I think his dad's instilled in him, look, if you're going to play in this league, you're going to have to play defense first. And he's doing that at SC.
Considering I don't know when this thing is going to get better, Rob, I'm not against being the sideshow. I'm not. Now I might send Pop into retirement early, but because if we're gonna win 10 games, then let's be a sideshow. Let's draft Bronny and sign LeBron to 2-year deal. Let's be a sideshow.
But aren't they already a sideshow? Isn't Bronny enough of a sideshow already? Especially if they start keeping things within 5 points every night.
You don't think that Bronny James could turn into a better player than Blake Wesley?
I have no doubt in my mind.
Exactly. So why not? And get LeBron on the way out.
Well, that would be that number 10
He said
pick.
he wants to play with his son. Somebody's going to do it.
And it'll go in the top 10.
I don't know about that.
You're drafting Braun for a year or two. That's and you're just you're signing a contract with Bronny, but you're getting a couple of 1 years with Braun. That's a pretty good draft pick. Did you see him jump and dunk yesterday? You see that?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having him right now.
4 or 5 more years. That just shows what kind of money the investment can pay off in the long run. Once you spend $1 million a year on his body.
Yeah, $1.5 million.
If you would like to spend $2,024 on your body, we can give you some money to do that. It's go to sasportstar.com right now and get signed up for our new year, new cash in 2024. Get it? $2,024 in 2024. How do you win? You go to sasportstar.com, go to the contest page and sign yourself up. And while you're there, click that link and go to our YouTube feed and watch us live because we get dressed for a reason. Hey, coming back, let's talk some football. How much does Green Bay scare you? Jordan Love has really turned the corner. We'll hear from the head coach of your Dallas Cowboys. He's not going to get involved in that kind of drama. But we will look at it anyway. Cowboys-Packers live right here on San Antonio Sports Star. You can catch it going at 2:30 next week and talking about it next right here on R&R. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The NFL playoffs are here.
Read all about it, baby. One last drive.
Wild card, divisional, conference championship, and Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas. Hear it on your exclusive home for the NFL playoffs and the Super Bowl. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Shop O'Reilly Auto Parts for do-it-right deals on motor oil, wiper blades, and more. Visit your local O'Reilly Auto Parts or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
1 in 4 car batteries is weak and needs to be replaced. Let our professional parts people test your battery for free at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Over the past decade, the Roof Hub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the UFC fights. And when you show up at the Roof Hub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Celebrating 10 years in business, the Roof Hub is next to the Angry Elephant there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
When your business needs an electrician, for over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. Powered by relationships with dedicated estimators who analyze the issue, research cost-effective solutions, and clearly communicate the options without charging you a dime. A proven process that allows you to continue focusing on your unique purpose. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or hill-electric.com.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Hey, poker players, Monday, January 15th is the day. That's when the Big Blind will open. The Big Blind will be the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. The Big Blind at 281 in Redland Road, just down from the Roo Pub, will offer daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Opening January 15th, the Big Blind is hiring dealers, hosts, and servers. Apply in person weekdays between 10 and 5 at the Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road.
you can make the decision right now to get lasting relief from that awful joint pain for 2024. Don't go another year compromising because of that pain in your knees, shoulder. Call QC Kinetics now. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative non-surgical pain relief. Your body has what it needs to restore and repair that damaged joint tissue, and QC Kinetics can make it happen. No drugs, no surgery, no downtime. The future of pain treatments has arrived, and QC Kinetics has tens and thousands of satisfied patients all over America. People with back pain, hip pain, any pain associated with arthritis or an injury. This is not a Band-Aid. This is a revolutionary treatment that can get you moving again, get you your life back. And best of all, it's non-surgical. If this is your year to decide to fight back against that pain, take the first step now and call QC Kinetics to get a free consultation on the calendar today. Call 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. Locations in Hollywood Park, Westover Hills, and New Braunfels.
This is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's R&R here on San Antonio Sports Star.
I think this conversation is worth having, Rob.
It is. And it's one of those that, as Cowboy fans, and I will put myself firmly in that group, and when do you allow yourself to go, yeah, this is a team that's worthy, that should, if they do their business, take care of their business, win a Super Bowl? When do you start to expect
and accept it? It's so hard. We were just talking in the break, and I'm like, you got the leader in field goals in Aubrey. You got the leader in INTs in Bland. You got the leader in receptions in CeeDee. You got the leader in TDs in Dak. You have a Micah Parsons who's a top 5 defensive pass rusher. What's wrong with owning it? What's wrong with owning it and looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, damn it, I think they can win it all. But because it's been so many disappointments. But when you really look at this team top to bottom and what they've accomplished 3 seasons in a row now, and especially going for this season, why won't you allow yourself to say it, Rob?
I think I was watching on Saturday or Sunday on the ESPN Get Ready show, whichever it was, and Jeff Saturday was on. And Jeff said, to win a championship, 3 things need to be part of your team.
Okay.
And one of them was health. He's like, health, you just got to be healthy. To expect to win it all without health. You just,
yeah, that's fair. Of course.
And the Cowboys
Obviously
got it. So far, so good. I mean, little things, but on the whole, they've been. The other thing is fortune. That sometimes you just it's better to be lucky than good. You got to have good fortune.
There's luck in it. A little bit here and there sprinkled.
And it matters. It does. You want to be on some nights, winners at it creates winning when there was no win to be had. Just because you believed it was going to happen. Some of this Washington huskiness tonight, that sometimes teams just believe it's going to happen and they will it some way. And then this talent, you just got to have all the horses. You got to have coaching. You got to have all those things kind of rolled together. And I'll tell you, as a Cowboy fan, the moment they snuck the hell out of Cowboys Stadium with a win against Detroit, well, it was stolen. That was ill-gotten gain. That was not a win. You were beat.
It was almost 3 losses in a row, right?
But it was the good thing. It was the good luck. It was the Cowboys finally landing on the side of good fortune instead of bad. Where when it was 50-50, and most of the time in Cowboy lore, at least in our psyches, it's going to go wrong if it's going to go anywhere. And this time, it went right. And when it went right, as a Cowboy fan, that was the moment I let a little bit of it creep into my brain. You know what? This has gone from, it's not probable, but it has certainly become very, very possible.
And Jimmy's in.
And that might be part of the appeasing the football gods. I'm not above that.
Right.
You know what I mean? What's that? I'm going to steal it from The Office. I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious.
Yeah. I like that. Not super, but little.
So I'm not, you appease the football gods and you stole a game. You outright, it was a mistake. You had no business winning and you took it home. That only happens to winners. Winners win, losers lose. That's what they do.
but it's the Cowboys.
And that will, but it's always
So
going to
you
be
just
the
gotta- you
Cowboys.
just gotta
and
let
it's
'em-
always going to be a moving goalpost. Always. They just won a road game on grass. Well, now win a road game on grass against a winning team.
Yeah, that's what's next. That's what you got to do. I mean, but again, that wouldn't happen until.
I just think
The NFC
Cowboy
Championship
fan
game.
needs to allow themselves until about 6:15 today.
To what?
That 24 hours of, I think this can happen. Because it's coming, Cowboy fan. Stephen A is loading up.
Oh,
The
nobody
haters are
the
coming.
Haters are loading. They're going to be like, I don't give it. Now they could beat curb stomp Green Bay Sunday, 30-0.
Now what about to come?
Nobody's going to care. Everybody's going to say, you know what they're going to say? I don't care about what Green Bay does. I'm worried about that team in the Bay.
That's right. What are you going to do?
That's all we're going to say. First of all, they got to handle their own business. They have a bye this week, but nonetheless, you see me working. Nobody's going to care unless they get to Vegas.
And because I think we're allowing ourselves a bit of optimism where we are unaccustomed to, I mean, Cowboy fan is always optimistic, don't get me wrong. But this is one of those in our heart of hearts where you start thinking, the last time I felt like this, the Cowboys were 13-3 with a rookie quarterback. And I thought, you know what? Now we had our hearts ripped out. You had one of those.
That was unfortunate. That was just 3rd and 30 and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
and nothing they could do about it.
And we're coming back to the scene of the crime.
No, but that ain't Aaron Rodgers.
No, it ain't
Aaron
Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers.
But that team is wearing yellow pants, and at least one of those coaches will be standing at least on our sidelines as Cowboy fan. This begs the question as we sit on Black Monday, and we already have 3 coaches that have taken the plank. Ron Rivera is now gone. Arthur Smith is now gone. And do we have another one that is officially gone yet this morning? But there's a couple of position coaches and OC-DC kind of things.
Right.
The Washington Commanders have hired.
Yeah, Arthur Smith is gone. And who do we leave out? Oh, Ron Rivera.
Those are the 2 that are definitely gone. And we expect as Black Monday continues, more to follow. Could there be an imminent Black Monday for Mike McCarthy? I think optimism breeds heartbreak. If the Cowboy fan like me gets overly optimistic going, this team is that good, and they stumble, whether it's against Green Bay or it's a next home game if they make it there, it could be another Black Monday coming in Dallas.
I want to see if the guys rally around Mike. And what I mean by that is when Clarence Hill Jr., who will join us tomorrow, as always on Tuesday, tweets out, when I asked Jerry Jones about Mike McCarthy's future, he said, quote, we will see how each game goes in the playoffs. So as a team, does the team rally around Mike? Like, hey, man, you feel like your guy's on the hot seat? Do you rally around that?
If I'm the team, I don't talk about it until I have to.
I think if I'm Micah and I pull the guys aside, and if I'm really riding with Mike McCarthy, and I'm Dak Prescott, who for this season, Mike's been a godsend for Dak, and Dak's put in the work himself too. But if I'm the 2 leaders on that team, and I really ride with Mike McCarthy, I'm pulling the team aside and saying, hey, man, y'all want to be the reason coach gets fired? Let's go out here and win one for the Gipper. Let's go out here and do it. Like, you got to, you know what I mean? Like, if that's really your guy, and that's really who you feel like can get you to the promised land, well, then rally around him. Because Jerry left him dangling. Like, that was first of all, it was an honest answer, and I appreciate it. But it also let us know, hey, you lose to Green Bay, you're gone. And I don't agree with that. But that's what I read in between the lines of that quote from Jerry Jones. Because they went from, I want him to be Tom Landry to we'll see how each playoff game goes.
And if you get boat raced like Philly did against the Giants, something like that happens. Yeah, I don't think the knee jerk would not be too wrong to go let him go. But I do hate it when players start defending a coach before they have to defend him. Like, you're going ahead and we might very well lose. But if we do, don't fire him.
But when we lose, sometimes it is their fault, though.
And I think you address that. But I don't want players coming out even before we played to telling me if we lose, don't fire him.
No. I don't think anybody should come to their press conference and say those words.
No,
I don't think that should happen.
And I think that he's got his locker room. And I do think there's
I know
value
he does.
to it.
I know he does. Because they don't lose 2 in a row. Well, they did this season finally, but they don't lose many games in a row because he gets them ready to play again. We've seen teams quit on their coach.
I loved watching yesterday. Did Cowboys, there wasn't anybody playing for money yesterday, was there? I know he said when we had McCarthy
there was
on
a lot
Friday.
of guys
I'm
playing
talking for the Cowboys.
Oh, no.
I know we saw Jadeveon. Was it Jadeveon with the dance?
Yeah, he got $750,000.
And what's his name from the Kansas City Chiefs? Picked him $1.2 million with a sack. Chris,
I know DeAndre Hopkins needed 2 touchdowns for $1.5 million.
Did you get him?
I don't think so.
Oh man, that's
well. Did he? I don't know. I have to look.
So that's the kind of thing that endears you to your coach.
And I don't even know. Like, would it have been selfish of DeAndre Hopkins to walk up to Taney Hill before the game and say, "Hey, man, you know I need 80 yards and 2 TDs for $1.5 million. My kids need diapers." Is that out of bounds?
No, it's not out of bounds. It would be out of bounds if the game mattered and you altered your game plan just so a guy could get paid. Then I'd have a problem. You're in a game that does not matter to anybody, literally to anybody,
especially not the Titans.
And you don't throw me the ball twice. Now, you needed touchdowns or just needed catches?
He needed 2 TDs.
Yeah, that makes it a little bit more difficult.
Well, remember Tom Brady did it for Antonio Brown, and then Antonio Brown went and took a crap on Brady. But remember, he needed a touchdown to get $1 million, and Tom made sure he got it.
Did Levis play, or was that Taney Hill doing that?
That was Taney Hill.
Sadly, neither one of those guys are Tom Brady. Neither one of those guys can manufacture that kind of play. Tonight, we get a national championship on what has been really, we get exactly what we want. We got 1 versus 2. The numbers tell us the games are supposed to be really good at 1 versus 2. We'll look back in the past. Both teams have a national championship, but it was in the last century that we saw it. So let's talk about what we saw and look forward to a full slate of NFL games that you're going to catch live right here on San Antonio Sports Star. Coming back, talking some college football. John Harbaugh, will they be in the same league next year? And can DeBoers take Washington to the promised land? We're looking forward right now on R&R 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the Cowboys took care of business yesterday. They're the number 2 seed in the NFC, and now it's time to look to the playoffs.
Plus, we'll talk about the Houston Texans and tonight's national championship game at Michigan against Washington. The Blitz live out at the Roof Hub, 281 in Redland Road, starting at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
My name is John Clay Wolf, and I'm the CEO of GiveMeTheVin.com, and I love to buy cars. And I love the system we built to buy your car. It is quick. It is fast. If you've got your license plate number, you can just go to GiveMeTheVin.com, stick it in there. 45 seconds, you're in and out. You'll have a number. GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer, where we love to buy cars.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
When something happens to your car, you might say,
My car.
but what you really need to say is something that can actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And just like that, State Farm is there to help you file your claim right on the State Farm mobile app. So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
My daughter is normally a little goofball, but after a bad night's sleep, she's too tired to be anything. That's why I trust Pure Z's Kids. Pure Z's Kids is mindfully formulated just for kids. Their non-habit forming, drug-free products help my daughter fall asleep naturally, giving her the rest to be her best.
I'm a dinosaur.
Her best dinosaur.
Pure Z's Kids, for ages 4 and up when needed. Explore our products at zquill.com.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger. Because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, Brent, love the color. If you had to choose, would you watch paint dry or compare benefits plans?
Compare benefits plans, obviously.
But you know how complicated benefits are, right?
Well, I run payroll with Gusto. Gusto makes it easy to find benefits like medical, dental, and vision for my whole team.
Whoa. Oh, sorry. I'm going to need new glasses.
Don't worry, you're covered.
Choose benefits without the mess. Visit gusto.com/radio to sign up for free.
Here in San Antonio, if our football teams aren't winning, we make changes. So if you're losing against your non-energy efficient windows, call Maverick Windows at 800-972-3631 and get a free quote for new energy efficient windows. That's 800-972-3631.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
It's the Mike McCarthy Show every Friday morning at 7 and 9 with R&R in the morning.
I'm all about winning. So when it has to do with winning, then it's part of our operation, our messaging, and our outlook.
A look at the Cowboys' upcoming game presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's R&R here on San Antonio Sports Star. Who is this?
Third Eye Blind.
Is that who that is?
Yeah.
That's an appropriate song to be playing.
Why?
Because they're coming in concert. They're coming to San Antonio. They will be here soon enough. In fact, they will be at the Germania Insurance Amphitheater on August the 8th. And they're going to be bringing with them Yellow Card and Arizona, the entire state.
Who is that?
I don't know. I just read what's in front of me. I am the Ron Burgundy of radio. They're coming August the 8th. If you want to go, you can go to livenation.com and buy them, or you can get on your device and dial 656-3776. And if you're living a semi-charmed kind of life and are caller number 5, and go see Third Eye Blind. That's going to be a good show on August the 8th.
How's your third eye?
It's blind. The one that's right in the middle of my forehead, is that my chakra?
It's your chakras and all that good stuff.
My chakra's in a pretty good place today. I mean, we got a championship game. The Dallas Cowboys fell ass backwards into the second seed in the NFC and get to play a couple of home games if they can make it that far. They get a Green Bay team that has survived some bumpy spots, have a young, is imminent for mistakes, but also imminently dangerous as well. And a Green Bay team that might not be as talented, but could come in the cloak of darkness and win a football game. All things considered, I think as a Cowboy fan, I'm in a pretty good place.
So if Philly wins against Tampa, Philly would play San Fran. And the Cowboys would play the winner of the Rams-Lions.
Which has its own issues because the Rams are a good football team. So is Detroit. I mean, Detroit
so is Green Bay for that matter.
Yes.
Then we're going to go there.
But if you're going to rank them, I think Green Bay is the worst of those three. And worst being the pejorative term, the least best. I mean, they're all playoff teams. And Green Bay very quietly, unbeknownst to most, put together a second half of the season that made Jordan Love, in some eyes, the best quarterback in football for the last 5 weeks.
That's what
I'm hearing.
Excuse me, sir.
I'm just looking at percentages.
Bite your tongue.
I'm not saying that he is, but look at percentages and look at what they have done. That offense is clicking for a lot of reasons. That we know that the brain trust in Green Bay has been good. Are they as scary as Detroit? No, because Detroit just came into Dallas and beat them. They beat them. They just didn't get the W. And if you ask me right now, the scariest team in all of the playoffs are the Rams.
You have dark horses.
Yes. Oh, yeah, dark horse. Of those that shouldn't be, but my gosh, I don't want to deal with.
More than Cleveland?
Well, let's say on the NFC side.
Well, see, I don't
Cleveland-
know. Oh, just NFC side. Because I don't know if Cleveland really qualifies as the dark horse.
No.
I guess they do because the Ravens are clear-cut the best team in football. But that clearly, if Cleveland does beat Houston and they play that Cleveland Ravens game would be good. They played 2 decent games against each other this year. But staying on the NFC side, Rob, the Cowboys, I mean, when we go back to talking about, hey, man, it's okay to believe what you're seeing. For them to get somehow Philly fall off the face of the earth, they fall into the 2 seed. And not only did they fall into the 2 seed, they fell on the right side of the bracket. I mean, there's no such thing as an easy playoff game. Let's be clear about that. On paper, is Dallas better than everybody except possibly San Francisco? Yes, but that means nothing. So I'm not just handing them 2 wins, but I'm saying if you had to be dealt a hand, this is the best hand that you could be dealt.
By
now,
far.
you still have to play it right. Like I could get dealt 6 spades and a couple of aces in a spades hand, but if I don't run it right, I can still not maximize it. So they have to maximize the hand they've been dealt. But this is the best hand you could be dealt.
Did you see anything in the run game yesterday? I mean, obviously they were more successful than they had been, but against a defense that had been a sieve, the team hadn't won in since September, October. I mean, it'd been 9 or 10, 8 games or so. So it's been November since they'd won. Do you feel better about the running game, even though you really don't need to feel better? But
no, I don't.
I don't either.
And you're facing a team in Green Bay. If the last I looked, they give up less than 100 yards a game on the ground. So I don't think it's going to be, you're not playing a team that's lost 7 in a row.
Can they turn Green Bay over? I think they can.
I don't know, man. I like the way Love takes care of the football lately. Yes. I mean, that's what they do, right?
Well, when they win, they do.
Let me look at this.
What was 2 interceptions yesterday? We had Bland get one, and did Donovan got the other one?
Yeah. So Jordan Love had 32 TDs, 11 INTs. He was sacked 30 times.
I look at Green Bay
and the only thing that's scary about Green Bay is Aaron Jones is 100% finally, which he wasn't all year. And you could tell yesterday that he's finally got back to being Aaron Jones.
And when they're running the ball is when they got better.
Right.
And that, I'm not sure if the Cowboys have shown any ability to stop a decent running back. I think if you've got a back and you're committed to the run, you're going to get 100 yards.
That's true.
I mean, you just are. If you're committed yourself
backward into it
to 100, you're just going to get them. It might be some chunk plays, and there might be some third downs where you don't. But I think if you commit yourself to the Cowboys and you stay with it, but I'm just not sure the Green Bay is the type of running team to commit themselves to the type of game that would force the Cowboys into desperate measures. I think they're still a throwing football team.
Oh, yes. And they're better when they're throwing it because, again, I think they're a pass to run versus run to pass. Meaning, I think they want to get 88 going. And when 88's going and you have to drop a linebacker back because you're trying to put something underneath to contain 88, then you start running the ball.
Now, I brought up the running game, and they were kind of hamstrung because Zach Martin woke up sick.
Who isn't sick?
And the running game didn't suffer. Whoever was in, and they had one dude in that hadn't played all year, right? For the Cowboy offensive line. The tackle that came in and played for Zach.
I thought he played a little
maybe
bit.
He had.
Yeah.
But there were holes to be found. And, we had talked to McCarthy. If you ever missed anything with our conversation with McCarthy, it's in the audio vault brought to you by A Best Bail Bonds at sasportstar.com. We talked to him about the incentives. Like, you come into the week 18. Do you know about your guys and who needs what to get a little bit more of their paycheck? And he said, well, we pay attention to those kind of things. Certainly CeeDee with the catches and
that's right,
Tony Pollard chasing 1,000 yards. Now, he didn't get his 1,000, but there was an emphasis on running the ball. And Rico Dowdle at least looked healthy. I don't know.
Rico was running kind of like Tony used to run behind Zeke. Remember, Tony would come in there and try to just turn the game out because he's like, look, I should be playing. There's certain spots there. Again, I don't know what to make of it because they're playing the Commodores, as my buddy likes to call my homeboy calls them the Commodores because they so bad. He's playing against the Commodores. He's playing against the Commodores, so I don't know what to make of it. But Rico, oh no.
Could be something to pay attention
Well,
to.
I know this. I hope Tony saved his money. Because he ain't going to be a Cowboy next year.
That franchise tag ain't coming
He
again.
ain't going to be a Cowboy next year. He will not be a Cowboy next year, at least not at $10 million.
So the Cowboys led the NFL in Aubrey was best kicker in the NFL.
Right.
He didn't officially miss, did he?
It's a block. Is that considered
I don't
a
think
miss?
that's a miss.
Doinked one too.
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
he
that's
missed.
right.
He doinked that. Was that a field goal? Yeah, he doinked one. So he missed one field goal this year.
Don't tell me he's about to be Maher in this first round. Don't tell me he's going to do what Maher did against the Buccaneers last year.
Oh my gosh.
Don't, because see, the thing is with these kickers, when it goes,
yeah, that's not.
When it goes, when they start thinking, I liken it to a golfer. 1 minute, 9 holes, Rob. I'm striping it. Then I shank one, and now I'm in my own head. Yeah, I just compared my golf game to Brandon Aubrey's kicking ability.
You did kind of there.
I did.
I'm treating this like a no-header in the 6th and a fellow Baptist in the liquor store. I ain't saying nothing. I ain't bringing it up.
What the hell is this?
Don't put that evil on me.
I was all like, why am I looking at Michael Clark Duncan? God bless the dead.
God bless the dead.
Lord.
Aubrey's the best kicker in football.
He's not better than Justin Tucker.
No, but I mean by the numbers.
I got you.
Best kicker in football.
I'm listening. Bland is the best DB.
Best DB, at least the best, best thief going away. They've got the
best receiver in the league.
Receiver in football, at least by yards.
And they got the best quarterback, right?
And by interceptions and touchdowns, they have the best quarterback in the league. We would also include Micah Parsons in that. At what point does it become so painfully apparent that every time Micah is on the rush, you can do whatever you want to him? That
dude,
you don't just give up.
Man, he's getting Chris Paul.
He is.
He's getting Chris Paul. Like
they're freezing him out.
And now it's to the point where the networks are rolling with it. How many times did they show us yesterday Micah being held?
Over and it's painful to watch.
Dude, you can't NFL refs are a tight-knit group. And Micah shows them up every single week on his podcast. Every week. If I was Micah this week, I'm gonna do my pod because freedom of speech. I'm gonna do my pod, but I would not say a word about the refs
because
it's not gonna get better, and you're actually end up hurting the team because we need those holdings or we need those sacks. Just let it go, bro. This is not you don't have power over the situation.
Because if they called just the appropriate number,
I know
everybody
3.
gets held.
It was at least 3.
But it's blatant holding. It's blatant to the point where we're all watching it, wondering when the fix comes, and you wonder if it will happen in a playoff game. I doubt it. I doubt it.
You think all of a sudden this Sunday they're going to call 4 holdings against Green Bay?
Do you really believe that'll happen? Now that might fit it
might fit the
scripted role.
It might fit the script.
Like we'll get the Cowboys' second home game no matter what happens, and we'll finally start calling things that are appropriate, and you could defend it.
But I also feel like that's going on a lot more than just with Micah, but we're highlighting it because Micah's crying about it so much. Like you can't tell me that Myles Garrett isn't held 5 times a game. TJ Watt's held 5 times a game. All of those guys are held 4 or 5 times a game.
Those guys get the flag. You know what I mean? I mean, just the percentages at some point.
Yeah.
Micah should get the flag.
I think that should be a stat they keep. I think that there should be a stat they keep for defensive ends. How many holding calls do you generate?
And I also want to see line judges. How many holding calls are you throwing on the edges like that?
But see, okay, so then they weren't holding him at the beginning of the year then. Because at the beginning of the year, he was getting sacks.
No.
So they just started holding him? Or is he just running out of gas like he does every year? And does Micah Parsons, is he just the hands on hips guy?
Kind of. He always looks tired.
Okay. I thought it was me. I was like, why has he always got his? Because to me, when I see hands on hips, I in my mind, I'm like, oh, he's tired. But Micah always he's just a little sassy.
Remember Walter Payton always looked like he was about wore out. Walter Payton would limp back to the huddle and always looked like he had just about done, but it always came back. And Micah's got a little bit of that, a little bit of I'm wore out.
Yeah, 13 rookie, 13 and a half, second year, 14. So he's gone up every year.
Yes, but just because they're throwing it more doesn't mean he's getting the appropriate number of calls.
No, you're right.
Before we head out into the sunset, we are turning the page on an era of sports that we will never go back to again.
What's that?
Today, we're saying goodbye.
To the Pac-12.
To a not just to the Pac-12, but we're saying goodbye to an era that when we try to explain to our kids what college sports was like back in the day, we go, when I was young, when I was like 10, the way we came up with a national championship is at the end of the year, we would have writers from like Peoria and Lubbock and New Hampshire and all over the country would vote, and they would not let their biases in, and we would choose a champion, not by who beat who. And every now and then we get that. And then a lot of times we would have 2 champions.
Yeah, that was stupid.
We would do that. And back when we were young, sometimes in the state of Texas, we would decide winning football team games by the team that got across the 50-yard line. More often than the other, we called it penetrations, which was weird. And now we're finally putting to bed a playoff system that wasn't a playoff system, that led itself to a myriad of debates. We'll never know who really were the national champions up until next year.
No,
we got good arguments. I agree. But we cannot say that every year, at least one team could have been in and could have won it. This year, Georgia could have easily been in and could easily be playing for a national championship tonight. Easily.
Sure.
Easily. Ohio State could easily. But for a late win, a late loss, and no playoff. We will never have that again.
Sure. Fair. Because now we got we're going to 12 next season?
We're going to 12. Now, there's still a whole lot of stuff to be figured out. We act like this is all put in stone and we're ready to do this. There's a lot of stuff that need to be hammered out between now and then, as far as, who's getting the money, how we're getting paid, and games.
And scheduling, because I don't think they can play the full 12 games if they're going to go to this 12-team playoff, because that's another 2-3 rounds.
It's
another 2-3 games for some teams.
Well, they're going to go into bowls. They'll count in bowls. But yeah, we're going to have some more games, and there's some more money to be divvied up. But at the very least, it's all over. But now there will be no crying. There will be 13 has no right to cry.
They do.
No, yeah.
They do.
They do. I mean, yeah, equivalent, but
people really think that it's going to be easier for the committee. It's not. Now you got more hands in the pot, because you got to think teams 10 through 18, Rob, are all going to have the same record.
Oh, easily.
They're all going to have 2 losses, 3 losses. They're all going to have some common opponents. And it gets harder.
And for the basketball types out there, we know that once you expand the tournament, you change the way things are weighted. And last year in the NCAA basketball tournament was a classic example of what you get when you expand the tournament, because you get extraordinary upsets the bigger the field. You get early games that are monumental and worth talking about for 25 years. The team that came from nowhere, the 12 seed beat the 2 seed, or however they're going to do it. The 12 seed beat the 4 seed, I think. Forever. But the problem will be we're going to have a national championship game with a 12-6 seed at some point. And it'll be phenomenal. It'll be interesting to watch as both teams get there, but we're going to look at that and go, this ain't the championship.
See,
Georgia didn't make it.
Now, see, this is I can't tolerate that type of person.
I'm telling you, that's where we're going.
I can't deal with that type of person. I'll be like, hey man, that's what I do with those type of people, Rob? Yeah, I hear you. Like, I don't even have the energy to argue with that guy.
We're going to have years, even though it wasn't a 12-team playoff, it was just a 4, where we're going to end up with a TCU Michigan, or some 2 teams that.
Oh, you mean TCU Georgia?
TCU Georgia, where we watched one team stagger in with some miracle plays and just get pants. That's
Notre Dame, Alabama.
That's not going to go away.
No, that's still going to happen, because again, you're going to have a team get hot. You have a couple of teams that's in the 12 that got injured in one of the games. Yeah, there's going to be a lot. I mean, look at Florida State.
But at the very least, the argument won't be as strong as Florida State could have had, as Georgia, by the numbers, should have had.
Yeah, Georgia probably should have been in, but I don't know who I'm taking out. Who are you taking out? Texas?
Right. I mean, no, they got it as right as they could.
Right.
But I think what we saw Georgia do to a Florida State team that did not care, but we saw a team that was so extraordinarily deep that we feel like, at least I did, like if that team would have been in the playoff, they'd have won this thing too.
Good chance.
But at some point, we're going to have a Florida International taking on a UCF for a national championship game just because we had an extraordinary tournament run, and we're going to be bitching about it too. But at least now we can wave goodbye to what will be a fun game tonight. Make sure if you're going to watch it with us. Head out to the Roo Pub. The boys get going at 2. At 5:30, we get you going, and by that time, you'll have had a Wimby burger and a nice discounted beer. Roo Pub, you know where it is.
The
Go
wings,
join the Blitz.
baby, the wings.
Yeah, and a wedge salad. Good as they can get.
They got great onion rings, too.
Hey, we got a whole bunch of work to do today. We're just the beginning of a full sporting day. Don't forget, Greenie's coming up. Then you get the jungle with a vine, and then the Blitz.
Horns down. We out.
Horns down. Birds up, baby. We'll see you tomorrow.
It's R&R in the morning